everybody, welcome back to the Tournament Champs podcast where we take our favorites in entertainment and put them in tournament against each other until there's one survivor and one winner and one champion. So this is an episode where we're actually doing a tournament. We're doing a fucking tournament for once. Wow. That's what happens around the end of the year. We always do top 10s and shit like that. So I'm Jeff, joined by Kyle on Skype and JD in person, and my dog Goku, who might occasionally shake. That's all. I got that out of the way really fast.
That was really good.
Wow, yeah.
Faster when we were redoing that one episode that we had to.
So what else is going on?
Freed up some time.
Oh, I don't know.
Time.
World War III. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Well,
World War III is probably already happening by the time this episode's coming out.
Well, you know, if you got Tenet, you can stop World War III.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. So we're judging audiences and their habits.
Good.
We're doing a tournament based on the top 16 as it stands right now from the 2019 box office.
Yeah.
What did audiences see? And this is domestic, of course.
Yeah, because
I don't give a fuck about the world.
This is America.
Yeah. What am I going to talk about? Some
Swedish
Chinese movie?
No. The look on your fucking face.
What?
He's like doing the heavy breathing. Oh, that's great.
There's going to be...
God.
I'm going to... this is my bold prediction for this episode. There's going to be a fuck ton of quick voting.
Good.
Because there is some garbage that audiences settled for.
Yep.
You guys, shame on you. This whole year, just shame on you.
I'm going to make another prediction. We're going to vote for a movie that neither of you have seen over a movie that two of us have seen. I'm going to make that... we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
What?
Trust me. It'll make sense when you hear it. All right. So we'll go ahead and start. I didn't even write out the order, and I feel really bad about that.
Well, you just went first, so it's probably me, right?
Well, JD, you did start.
But I went first
you did go
last time.
Yeah, but JD's been first a lot of times.
Let Kyle go first.
And then
Kyle
Jeff
going
was
first is good order.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gone first in ever. I've never been first.
So Kyle, then JD, then me, or what do you care, JD?
Yeah, me, then JD, then you. Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
You went first last time. Yeah.
JD. I'm just typing out the order real quick. But yeah, here's the 16, and we do this March Madness style, so it's 16 versus 1 and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't choose this list. You fuckers do.
Yeah, you guys
so,
you have nobody to
remember
blame
that. We didn't choose
yourself.
the 16. This is not our 16.
Right, not at all. I'm just going to go over it while I'm, especially while I'm typing it out. But the number 1 is Endgame. Number 2 is Lion King. I'm just trying to scroll through. Toy Story 3 is number 3. 4 is number 3. Sorry. Yeah. Number 4 is Frozen 2. Number 5 is Captain Marvel. There's a trend with Disney. Number 6 is Rise of Skywalker.
Hey, number 6? That's
yeah,
crazy.
Number 7 is Far. Yeah, I know. And
that's
it's not
so low.
It's not going to get any higher, honestly.
It just got knocked out by 1917 this week.
Wow.
Like 1917 took number 1
I mean,
this
good
week.
for that movie, though. Fuck.
No, seriously. You guys go see that fucking movie.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Jesus.
Tommen kicks ass.
Yeah.
He really does.
He really does.
Until he doesn't.
Until he doesn't.
He kicks cat all the way.
Until he doesn't.
It's kind of written all over the trailers, too.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It's so funny because I'm still like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too, man. That was fucking crazy.
That movie. Dude.
I'm still like right now as I'm trying to multitask. All right. So after that, it's still another Disney movie. It's Spider-Man: Far From Home. Is at number 7.
Weird.
Another Disney movie. Number 8 is Aladdin.
Weird.
Well,
Number 9 is
just came out on fucking Disney Plus. Everybody, go watch it or don't. I don't care.
It was good. I enjoyed that.
Number 9 is that movie that caused all those mass shootings. Joker.
Oh yeah, so many matches.
Oh, all none of them.
None of them.
You mean the movie that propagates incel white male behavior that came of nothing? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember. I think
it's also just a good Joker movie. You can watch it without attaching some weird agenda to it. That's also a choice that you can make.
So that's number 9. Number 10 is It Chapter 2.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Wow. Number
I like that
11 is, I can't see the number, but I assume it's Jumanji Next Level.
Oh, cool.
Is that the one? That's the one that 2 people saw and one didn't. For sure.
There's another one.
We'll see.
Lion King.
Oh, no, there's another one? Okay.
Number 12 is Us.
Okay.
Number 13 is Hobbs and Shaw.
I didn't see that.
That could be one. That could be it.
That's the one. That's it.
That's it.
Number 1.
Number 14, Thank You, America, is John Wick 3.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Number 15 is How to Train Your Dragon 3. Who gives a fuck? Number 16 is Secret Life of Pets. Who gives shit? Who gives shit? Who gives shit?
If you haven't figured out how to train your dragon by at least halfway through number 2, like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, they never learn.
Dude,
And they never teach
there's
you.
a whole movie called How to Train Your Dragon. They learn it in that. There shouldn't be 2 more.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
The second movie should just be called Dragon Mastery.
Yeah.
It's true.
Or
Like,
Trained
sorry.
Dragon. How about that?
Yeah,
Right.
Dragon has been trained.
Right.
And then the third one's no, really, guys.
No, seriously.
It's still trained.
Yeah, no,
Super
really,
trained.
guys.
It pees inside sometimes, but
Dragons, 365
Accidents
days without
happen, but he's old now. That's the third
he's
one.
just incontinent. Oh fuck! All right, so I got the order down. So I mean, the first round's gonna be a quick vote anyway. So Secret Life of Pets 2 is number 16 versus number
Yeah, I didn't
1
see that.
seed Avengers Endgame.
I didn't see
and,
that.
And I didn't see. Yeah, I don't believe in Endgame. I don't believe in movies being titled Endgame because it's not the end. There's like going to be a ton of the movies after this.
Did Eminem write a song for that? Because
Endgame.
Gotta get that end game. It's a game at the end. It's an end game.
It's a game at the end. It's the end.
He did for Secret Life of Pets 2 though. These pets got a secret life.
Yeah.
Oh god.
These
DMX
got lots of
needs to be the one for
pets.
that.
Fuck.
That's
All right.
stupid.
So we're gonna quick vote this one.
Stupid.
So Kyle, what's your vote?
Oh, Secret Life of Endgame, obviously.
Secret
Yeah.
Life of Endgame, the Avengers.
Yeah.
JD, what's your?
Yeah, it's the game at the end.
Okay, it's mine is also for the
That's crazy.
AEG.
That's crazy.
I can't type it. All right.
Endgame's one word, so it's just 8. And
All right, so the next matchup is this is kind of a quick vote too. All right, so next matchup is number 8 seed Aladdin versus number 9 seed Joker.
Oh wow. Yeah. it's not
Oh,
even
I mean Aladdin, right, guys? So
right.
Yeah, we're clearly going with the Guy Ritchie movie.
I can't wait for the white guy spinoff. That's actually happening.
You
I
know
didn't
that
make
part that
up.
everybody loved in the movie is the white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's the
Yeah,
best.
I just need that jam joke to keep going on for another
I
fucking.
think it's
don't
still
know,
going.
TV
The
series.
movie ended a long time ago. I think it's still going right now. I actually enjoyed my time with that movie, but
I like Aladdin fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I enjoyed my time with it, and then it ended, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I forgot about it until recently, and one of my roommates were watching it, and I was like, huh, yeah, fun.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's right, that movie existed last year.
Yeah.
Right.
So the order, I mean, I'm just going to start it. It's a quick vote. So Joker is my vote. Kyle?
A Joker.
Yeah, JD, you don't matter.
You
so.
took a genie and turned him into a genie. Whatever.
Okay,
took
that's
a person
and
made him
into a genie.
and then
he
made him
himself
into a person.
back to a person.
you guys. The Joker is vegan, and we're allowing that to happen. So
The Joker is vegan.
That's a reason to shoot up a theater. Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. I'm not saying it. Not finishing that sentence. That's terrible. Sorry. Apologies for. It's a joke. All right. So the next matchup is. This is the one I was talking about.
Okay.
This is number 13 seed is Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, which I haven't
Number
seen.
4 is Frozen 2.
oh jeez.
None of us have seen that. Or
No one's
2
seen
is
Frozen
way
2,
fucking better
yeah.
than Hobbs and Shaw. It's
Yeah,
not even funny,
that's
and that's
crazy.
what's hilarious about this round.
That's crazy. Because I haven't seen
hated Hobbs.
either of them.
Kyle hated Hobbs and Shaw. I
Yeah.
hated Hobbs and
there's
Shaw.
no way I would fucking root for that shit because I haven't seen any of the previous 6 of this franchise.
Yeah, but don't I have to vote for Hobbs and Shaw because I've never seen Frozen? Like, isn't that the rules?
No,
or-
the
I've
rule
never
is-
seen either. So
The
what?
rule is just go with your gut, I guess.
I know, but there's no way that the Frozen is worse than Hobbs and Shaw, so I have to go with Frozen, I guess. I don't know.
JD, what's your vote on this
Let
one?
it go.
Yeah, that's not in it.
Let it go.
So it's a new one. Into the unknown.
Well, now that you
I
told me
just
that, it's
I
fucking
just
Hobbs
want
and
people
Shaw.
to remember there's like a literal moment where they're like, we can't use guns, we better dance at our enemy, like in Hobbs and Shaw.
They let them dance at him.
In Hobbs and Shaw.
Dance at them.
In Hobbs and Shaw,
Yeah.
there's a dance off.
Well, they do the
Oh my God.
Samoan Hubalakaiki and
No.
all that shit at the enemies as they're standing there with their guns
No.
before the guns are disarmed. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And the worst
Who
part
lets
is
them
like
do
the Rock is like, I'm really glad we got that in the movie because it's part of my culture and blah blah. I'm like, well, it's a really stupid scene, so I probably wouldn't
context,
have your
it's so
culture
stupid.
associated with the stupidest fucking scene I've ever seen in the last fucking 30 years of
There's parts
movies.
where
like,
trucks are like,
Oh my God.
They're trying to stop a helicopter, right?
I had a buddy who reached out who goes, I probably like that movie for all the reasons you hated it. I go, if you like that movie, that offends me. Like, that seriously, like, this movie is so obnoxiously bad. And, like, I get Fast and Furious, guys. Like, seriously, like, if you like this movie, I'm like, I don't know if I fucking get it. This movie's obnoxious.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Like, there's some cool banter between, like, The Rock and, like, Transporter guy. Jason Statham. I don't know why I blanked on his name.
So many movies said
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I chose Transporter.
Oh, the guy that refuses to get beat up on camera? Oh, yeah.
No. But, like, there's some good banter between them. And, like, I'm not going to say... But, like, it's, like, the movie is really bad. And, like, if you like it, like, again, it's in the top 16. Like, shame on you, America. Like, we failed. Like, we failed big time.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is 17 We had a chance to have that.
You guys, y'all bumped the fucking Quentin Tarantino movie for a goddamn failed Fast and the Furious spinoff. Like, shame on you.
Feed.
Shame.
Yeah, I gave Frozen 2 like 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed my time with that movie.
Wow. Okay.
The reason there's a star missing from that is because the story doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well,
but it makes a whole lot more sense than Hobbs and Shaw existing at all.
Okay,
so,
good.
I'm not first. I think it's JD that's first.
I'm just saying I understand why that one guy's mad at The Rock now.
Wait, we already...
You know, the guy that's on... No, the other guy that's on Fast and Furious. The black guy. What's his name?
Oh, Tyrese.
Yeah, he like hates The Rock. I'm like, yeah, I get it now. Like, if this is like the shit they were going out to do, like, yeah, like he is destroying your product name. So, like, I get it now.
Also, that's all Tyrese has, man. Come on, man. Come on,
I know,
bro.
don't take this away from us.
Consider it. Sorry, JD, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Frozen. I mean, because I don't care about...
And there's new songs. There's no Let It Go bullshit.
Right.
Wait, they don't do Let It Go
care
too?
about Disney movies.
No, like, let it go again.
Let it go still. Don't go to it again. You know, yeah. They could have done it, you know.
Also, this movie stands a chance to be nominated for like Best Animated Movie. Mm-hmm. Totally deserves it because the actual animation is fucking gorgeous.
Okay.
That's another thing too, where I was just like, even if like the story wasn't 100% logical,
right, or like
it didn't make sense why they were going from A to B sometimes, I was just like so fucking lost in that animation, dude. It was so gorgeous.
What were the other animated entries? I don't know if I saw very many this year.
Oh, Toy Story 4 is like the main one.
Yeah.
I Lost My Body on Netflix is really good, and so is Klaus.
I didn't see that.
Klaus is a Christmas movie, and it reminds me of the old Christmas movies that we used to watch as a kid, where it's like, oh, this is an inventive story, and there's a lot of joy in it, and funny, and J.K. Simmons is a bitter, old, crotchety Santa.
Okay,
and it's
that's
perfect.
Cool. That's great. Lego Movie.
It's not going to get nominated, though, but...
That's the only...
Anyway, so you went Frozen 2, I'm going Frozen 2. Yeah. Frozen 2 moves on. I can't believe this shit. Who would have guessed
Can't you, though? Like, see what it's going up against? Like, can't you?
It's true, but also, who would have guessed that we would have voted for a Frozen movie on this podcast? It's just crazy to me. The next match...
Okay, I'm just sorry. One more thing about... can I just say one more fucking thing about Hobbs and Shaw?
We could go on all day about it.
Hobbs, The Rock is wearing a traditional dress or whatever in like one scene. In the same battle scene, the very next scene, he's wearing jeans and a tank top. Because no one gives a shit about like what anything
it's like
means
Michael
this
Bay
movie.
movies or something. He's like,
no, it makes no sense. Like in the middle of a fight scene,
like,
off screen, you're meant to believe that he's like, I better put my jeans and tank top on.
It's true.
But it's in between him realizing that like a truck is going off. He's like, shit, I better chase after that. But first, I better change into jeans.
The girl that was with him could have been like, why did you change? And he was like, oh, I just needed to do that for the dance.
I like their voice this too. That was really... Oh yeah, I just need that.
That was just dance gear. I'm not wearing dance gear to a fight.
I'm not dance gear to a fight. Yeah, can we kiss weirdly all of a sudden, please?
Even though she's like 29 or whatever the fuck. And
yeah, he's like, 100. Yeah, I get it.
And Jason Statham's like 60, and we're supposed to believe they're siblings.
Yeah, they're fucking siblings. Yeah, you're her dad, dude. Like, seriously, and someone lied to you. Like, that's what happened. So.
Oh my god, she's amazing. I love her.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's actually great. Not in that movie, but just in general.
In general, I love her. Yeah. Yeah, like she's great in Mission Impossible.
Fallout. She's the Max's.
I always confuse that one with Rogue Nation, but yes, Fallout.
Yeah, she's Max's daughter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fallout's the more future one, right?
Who care about continuity and stuff.
What'd you say, Kyle?
That's the most recent one, right? Fallout.
Fallout, yeah.
Fallout's amazing. Yeah, I like that
absolutely.
movie. He actually holds his breath for 6 minutes. Tom Cruise does because he's
that's Rogue Nation.
Yeah, that's
I always
Rogue Nation.
confuse those two.
Because
they're both really good.
I'm so retarded. Yeah. Oh, you can't say it anymore. I'm sorry.
So
It's McQuarrie. What'd you say, Kyle?
I didn't say retarded. That's all.
I'll tell you what I didn't say. And it's this word you're not supposed to say anymore because it's offensive to some people. Oh, man. All right. I can say all the things I wish I didn't say. All right. So my number 12. The next matchup. The number 12 is us. Number 5 is Captain Marvel.
oh wow.
Okay.
This is the toughest one that we've had, but also could be quick voted.
Yeah, it's a quick vote for me, for sure.
Yeah, it's a quick vote for me as well. Are you good, JD?
Yeah, my first.
No, I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
you're
no,
good for a quick
for
vote.
sure.
Okay, Kyle, what's your vote?
Us.
JD, what's your vote?
Us.
Yeah, but what about movies? You guys are just voting for us. I
like the U.S. man.
We're not part of this bracket, guys. It's the what movie are you picking?
Oh, is this the
Who's
who
on
on first
first?
thing
Did you
that
have
you're
that one
trying
written
to force here?
Who's on first? All right, yeah. I think I liked Captain Marvel a little bit more than anybody in this podcast.
No, I liked it fine.
But only a sliver more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe,
That movie's
'cause I
fine
think
to
I
me.
had it 3.5.
Yeah, I gave it like
see what
3.
it is.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5.
I think people like shit on this movie, which I'm like, I don't get that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when people are like, yeah, I like that movie, and they're like, yeah, it's like in the mid.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
3.5.
that's about right? Like we're, yeah. I think we're all on
it's
it.
like it's
The
above
aging
like
looked good for the most part.
I like Brie Larson, man. I don't know what
Yeah.
the hate is on this. Like, I don't get.
Because she has opinions and she doesn't smile, and so.
Well, I
men
don't
are
get that at
finding
all.
her-
What she
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
Yeah.
she smiles though. I mean, and her
my
smile.
my opinions are way worse than hers. So.
Yeah, I thought the movie was. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a really cool build up to her character and game. And
I mean,
it's
I'm not gonna
obvious that
say
they
like
saved
it's a very generic
a lot of
like
big
oh my
moments for
mentor
that.
like I'm gonna fight my mentor like I don't know there's some generic stuff going on there but like
yeah.
I really like the de-aging. I like spending more time with Nick Fury. I like her character. I
The
think
aging
like
was impressive.
Yeah.
I will.
well,
was
and
really
I don't think that we're like I think they're pivoting away from like making her like the Star Avenger now because of like the backlash,
Mhm.
and I think that's a wrong move. I think like she's like she's obviously the most strongest. Like she's
Yeah.
obviously like
But
the
she's
person
so
to lead like New
powerful.
Avengers.
She can't always be around, and I think that was kind of the point within.
Well, and I
They
think
tried
that
to
that was
drive
the
it in.
pivot out of making her like lead because like that's
if we
what she
go
was being
more
pitched as
cosmic-
for a while, you know. And
go
I
more
just don't see that
cosmic
happening
efforts.
at all now. I just don't see that happening.
I want to say that with her, she only had. I don't think that the rumors that came out were out of some like shady dirt sheet that said that they're pivoting away from Captain Marvel being the leader and blah blah blah. It was like from like a Grace Randolph type
Oh,
of
God.
source who is fucking awful.
Fucking Grace Randolph.
She sucks, dude. She
Yeah, I
sucks.
know. I
She
fucking
has
hate
like
her,
no
dude.
scoops at all. And so I don't know that that's 100% true, but also if it is
No,
true,
I don't
it's
either.
like
I don't either.
it's like she's only had one movie where she had amnesia. And then in Endgame, they really didn't do anything with her
20
character
minutes of
because
screen time.
she hadn't even filmed her own movie yet.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
and
she did.
that's the
Everything
thing,
for
and
Endgame
I
before.
think that
Yeah.
like what people are picking up on like it's just like, well, that's why she's not gonna be. They shot that out of order. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to find your footing when you're shooting something like out of chronological order. But
Right.
I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow can't fucking keep up with it, so why
Yeah.
would Brie Larson?
Yeah, why would she be able to? But also, I knew that. It felt
listen,
like
I'm actually burning a my goop vagina candle right now,
That was
and
some
I
funny
can tell
shit
you that
earlier,
Gwyneth
dude.
Paltrow knows what's up. Okay,
That's the
she's
most
woke.
ridiculous thing I've ever
I
heard.
bet
in my
your
life.
apartment smells very fishy.
Smells like fucking cinnamon and fish, dude. That's so. It's the weirdest combo ever. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh shit. Anyway, yeah, Captain Marvel was very enjoyable. I did enjoy some of the action sequences in there, and the interplay with her and Sam Jackson was great.
I also liked the.
I did like the
dynamic
reveal
with her
too.
friend.
The reveal of the only generic stuff was really the origin stuff, but the villain stuff was really kind of clever to me. Like
Skrulls
where it
not
was
being
like-
bad guys is a huge
Yeah.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
hugest
Total
thing in the
subversion
entire
of it.
world. Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh, Ben Mendelsohn's Skrull, he's evil.
Yeah,
It's got to be evil,
exactly.
right?
I mean, now we may be in a world where like the Skrulls start sword with Nick Fury. Like that's kind of the insinuation, at the end of
Right.
They all buy into
whatever that.
And then
is that
eventually
Spider-Man? I forget what
eventually the larger arc could be Secret Wars or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Or whatever whatever the Skrull invasion was.
The fact
called.
that like Nick Fury is like seeking like them, like the Skrulls, to maybe start sword, like that's huge. Like that's a huge development for this entire series.
Do you all buy into Sandwichgate?
What?
So
the corners. Yeah. No, I do. Yeah, I'm 100% on. Sandwichgate is as real as Hobbs's wedding ring in Inception. It's the same thing to me.
Okay,
it's the same exact thing.
Jeff is confused. So the question for Captain Marvel to verify that Nick Fury is who he is he asks the question, how do you cut your toast? And cuts it diagonally. And like he doesn't trust anybody that doesn't cut toast diagonally.
He makes a very specific quote about that.
There's a scene in Captain America Winter Soldier, I believe, where he's...
I think it's 2. No, I think it's Avengers 2 at Hawkeye's.
Is it Ultron? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
Hawkeye's.
Right. It's at Hawkeye's. He's cutting a sandwich vertically instead of diagonally. But the quote in Captain Marvel is specifically about toast. Like, how do you like your toast? It's got to be cut diagonal, corner to corner. Yeah. But then he's making a sandwich later on in the timeline, not abiding by the corner to corner rule. So they're like, Skrull. It's Skrull McFury.
Right but it's a different sandwich. Yeah, it's not toast. So
right, and that's the thing is where do you draw the semantical line between?
Yeah, and also sometimes lines like that aren't as thought out as people would like.
Exactly,
to think.
And that's kind of where I fall with that. Is that I wouldn't be surprised if it was deliberate, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it was jack shit.
Yeah.
Also, remember, like, there was like supposed to be some like elaborate story for like Nick Fury's like eye, and it ends up being a fucking cat. So
right.
Like, maybe we'll just chill out on the assumption.
Yeah, I know,
right? And that cat was fucking great.
Yeah, that cat
was one of the best parts.
It was, It was CG'd as fuck, but it was cool.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. That's how I like cats, not real. Because
it wasn't like Harrison Ford Call of the Wild CG, but it was.
I haven't seen it.
It was mostly a cat. Like
it was mostly a cat.
Yeah. They have like 5 cats playing one
like
role.
When they're going like ultrasonic speed, that it's like, well, why even show the cat during this scene if you're going to make it
exactly?
Just don't even show it. Like, we got
to move on. But Captain Marvel is actually very enjoyable to me. Not a highly rated movie, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah. It's middle range.
But Us is something we'll have to dig into because it's not in my top 10, so we'll have to definitely talk about it.
It's not my for a little bit, but
it's
that was
way
early on.
Yeah, that was super early on for me.
Yeah.
So the next matchup is this will be weird. This will be a weird one. How to Train Your Dragon 3, or I guess it's just called In the Hidden World, versus number 2 seed The Lion King.
Oh, didn't see it. What's Lion King about?
Come on, dude.
I'm the only one that saw both, and I don't even know.
You're first.
I liked Lion King less, but it's still a technical achievement. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. This is tough. It doesn't.
And we can't make JD picks. So
yeah, don't do that. I mean, I haven't seen either one.
Because like I can't choose How to Train. I would have to choose Aladdin. Because like I can't. Or I'm sorry, Lion King because I have a
remake.
Yeah.
All these fucking remakes.
Fucking Disney had a huge year this year, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They did Dumbo. Don't forget they did Dumbo.
I haven't seen that yet either.
You don't have to. It's not that good.
I know. Which one?
Dumbo.
I didn't see
It's
that
not
one.
that good at all. It's a lot of contrived bullshit in that movie. I mean, Lion King has some of that too, though. Like Nala's entire existence is so contrived in this movie.
Right.
But she gets her own song now.
I'm gonna sing a song right now.
But I really thought about Jasmine's song too. People were like, "That song was really good," and I'm like, "I don't know, guys. That song
was fine."
This song was about like a girl having to be quiet and a movie about that girl not having a voice. And like I'm like, this is way too on the nose for me, and I hate all of you.
You know what? I'm gonna vote with my heart regardless, and I know that JD shouldn't vote, but just vote based on what you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote with How to Train Your Dragon 3 because at least the voice actors were not lifeless in some of it.
Okay.
Because for me, it felt like Donald Glover and Beyonce were didn't chemistry test at all, and they were fucking terrible.
Can I build off of that and go into my vote here real quick?
Yeah, I think you're next, right?
I didn't see How to Train Your Dragon, but if you take Childish Gambino and Beyonce and somehow make them lifeless, your movie sucks. So I'm going with the movie I haven't seen.
That's great because I did not want to vote for the movie.
Yeah, I'm saving you a little bit too, but
plays
also
during the goddamn day.
Okay, can I say one thing about Lion King? Seth Rogen and
Billy
Eichner are the best parts of that entire movie, and I'm telling you, there are big laughs like with those guys.
Yeah, there are. Unfortunately, they come in like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour into the movie.
Way too late.
To where you're like, all right, I'm a little bored now. And
when they show up, I'm still like, I'm like, you guys are doing great, but it's too late. Like, even when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, it's too late, guys.
Yeah. But I'm glad you agree. Your ears don't betray you either in that Childish Gambino and Beyonce.
Well, when you said that, I was actually like, oh, Jeff's just in his like year of hate right now. So like, there's no way that's true. You know that like, there's no way you're telling me that fucking Childish Gambino put in anything under a wonderful performance ever in anything. It's lifeless. It's like they were never in the same room together ever, which they probably weren't. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure they met once to take a picture together, and that was it.
Well, and it felt like this really disjointed thing, and I'm sorry, everybody, but like you as an actor doing a little kid voice of you in a movie doesn't work for me. Even in the original cartoon, there was 2 different actors doing those. So
it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas for the little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. And
so like it's like me going like, "Hey everybody, this is the child podcast and I'm Child Kyle." Like that's what Childish Gambino was doing. Like he's just weird. Like he's doing a little kid voice and I hate it. And Beyonce's doing a little kid voice and like that's half the movie. Like and it kills me. Like I don't like it.
I'm so uninspired.
Yeah, uninspired's a good way to fully define the entire experience of the Lion King remake.
Yeah.
Even though it's number 2 seed. Congrats, parents, on failing your kids and not showing them the original animated. All right, but How to Train Your Dragon 3 moves on for now. It's not going to last that long. This is an interesting matchup for me. For you guys, it might be easy. Number 10 seed is It Chapter 2. Number 7 seed is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
We're going to have to discuss this one for sure. JD, you're first, yeah.
Okay, this is, I guess, a little easier for me. I'm going to go Far From Home. Just because It Chapter 2, while I like certain elements of it, just really got I really got tired with the theme of if you bully the bully, he'll back down, and I know that might be canon, that might be from the books.
No, dude,
but I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
No. I'm sorry. Belittling the entity that like can summon like demons and blood
he's a
stuff.
god. Like
you going like you're a poo-poo face, and him being like no. Like, I'm out on that. I'm so out on that.
It felt so cheeseball.
It is canon. This is why I don't like Stephen King. Also, so
I'm right, but it's canon.
God, that's so funny.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it's funny that they have him cameo in the movie where he makes a crack about
that. You're bad at writing endings. You suck. Yeah, that's you, dude. They're making fun of you.
But there's so much of that movie that I liked.
Like, do you even know why
you're
here right now?
one of these should be Dr. Sleep, and we should be talking about Dr. Sleep right now. That's a real shame people didn't show up.
Dr. Sleep is like, I actually called this in my own Kyle Awards, which I had on Facebook. It's my favorite sequel of the year, like hands down. Like I love that movie. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's a great sequel.
Not counting like Endgame and stuff like that. I don't count that. Like that's
because you chose other categories for like that and John.
Yeah, no, and again, I'm being cut by like exactly like spreading out the love, but like. To call Endgame a sequel, like it is, but it's a sequel to 27 movies. It's a book. It's an event. It's a cultural event. That's what that movie is.
Yeah. So you're voting.
I'm going to go Far From Home. Just some of the craft that went into putting Jake Gyllenhaal in the background of certain scenes that New Rockstars pointed out. I've still only seen the movie the one time, but that was cool. I thought that was interesting. Even if the reveals and everything, we all fucking knew it was coming. Like there's a lot of aspects of that movie. Huh?
Mysterio's bad?
Shocker. There were some logical choices, though, that I had a problem with. Like, why would he ever fucking give up those glasses at all? That's so stupid.
It's so stupid, yeah.
I fucking hate that plot.
I'm going to have a lot of things to say about this movie because I know Jeff just hates this movie, and I'm like, I don't get that at all. I don't get it at all, but, like, that part is so fucking stupid that I'm like, that's probably what Jeff is, like, owning in on. That's what he's
I mean, the entire movie revolves around this.
I know, exactly. That's kind of why I give you leave. That's why I don't give you shit for, like, hating this movie, but I'm... at all, like I would never. Yeah,
it's a slim victory for sure, and I mean the movie is definitely problematic in a lot of ways. But and number one, and ever since, like it's just not New York. It's not the same. But
Yeah.
still,
And we know
still,
that was the plot, but
I'm not on
yeah,
board
felt
with
weird.
any of that like thought process either.
it definitely did more for me walking out of the theater than at Chapter 2. So I'm going to kind of go with that.
I think he was supposed to spend more time in New York too, and they had to cut a lot.
Yeah,
They did. And they actually,
real
in fact,
shame.
But the
did.
best parts of the movie are there at the end, and then what's so weird is just with the context of everything happening with that Sony deal, like weeks after that big reveal at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck was that for?
Any sense to
And
me
then
at all.
now it's like, okay, well,
Now
If
it's
you
fine.
guys
We'll make it
knew
work.
that like this was like there was a tumultuous relationship, you should have not ended that movie that way. Like that's just rude and
but
shitty.
man, how cool is that? Like, that was a great fucking moment. But the end credits should not be the defining moment of your movie. So
Yeah, and I feel like it was at the end of the day.
it definitely.
Man,
Even
I
though
think
people like Mysterio.
I'm
and I
definitely
do
gonna be
too.
outnumbered
I
on
thought
that
he was
regard
interesting.
because y'all both feel strongly about that part. Like, I would say it is like the highlight, like because that's the part that we all talk about still to this day. It's like,
Right.
well, like J. Jonah Jameson shows up and calls him Peter Parker. You know, spoilers. I guess.
You say spoilers after
Are
the
you
fact.
saying that he's Spider-Man?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mean to skip turns or whatever, but like we never
you're
got
good.
Mysterio like on screen, and that like this was the perfect way for me to like showcase Mysterio. Like this was it was so perfect for me because like he's not really a supervillain. He's kind of just like a guy who like
Everybody in that bar scene was in the background in some other scene previous, spying on Peter Parker. Like the amount.
There was a lot of background.
even
It's
even new
everywhere. Watch the
Rockstar
new
says as
Rockstar
far it's
video,
like when
it
he
goes
reveals
into
himself
everything.
in the bar and they're all having a laugh. He's even like it's kind of silly. I'm like I kind of like that part too. So I'm maybe just the odd man out like in general in this movie, but like there's a lot of stuff on this movie that I just really enjoy. But like when y'all and not only y'all but people go into detail about like well this was just really stupid like. Hey, you dropped your glasses. It's like, yeah, these glasses I'm about to give to this supervillain, you know? Like, it is very stupid, and
It doesn't make sense why he'd give the. I would have given glasses to like Ned or something.
well, I
like,
mean, here's the
Doesn't
other
make
thing.
sense.
It's like, why did that thing exist? Tony stopped making weapons.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did that thing exist at all?
That's a good point, man. Because that is all it is a big giant weapon.
It's a big giant weapon, and like
Yeah.
the whole point of the movie is like I'm bequeathing this to this kid.
Right.
Well, why? It's a gigantic weapon. Like, why?
I wanted the.
What do you need that? What do you need that for at all? Like it's really stupid.
I wanted
But
the
like,
passing of the
I think at one point you said like the comedy. I really like the comedy. I think the movie's actually really funny. But like again, everything else that y'all say about this movie, where it's just like it falls flat. I'm like, well, I don't have anything to defend against that. It kind of does, in a lot of moments.
Yeah.
Especially
Ned and
like
the girlfriend.
using
That was fun.
like so everything he fights all movies a hologram. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what's really cool is that New Year's Eve there was in Europe somewhere, maybe even China, I don't know, one of those a different country than ours, a different continent. There were drones that were doing a display very similar to this movie.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen
cool.
that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody tweeted like, "Oh, okay, so Far From Home was like a documentary."
A futuristic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy to think that is a possibility.
Sure.
But the drones can't generate things that destroy shit. Are you
No.
serious?
But
like,
I've been like so when I went to Burning Man a couple years ago, they had a gigantic like drone display or whatever, and like when I'm watching Spider-Man, I'm like, yeah, some of this is possible. Most of it's not.
yeah. Yeah, they made like, oh, we're just gonna make a tornado or whatever the fuck. It was like a natural disaster that actually
Right.
destroys cities
Right.
with drones. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's
All
the
right,
thing
buddy.
with all the man behind the curtain plot points is that there's just no way in this day and age that you can stay hidden.
It's
Yeah,
not.
like
It's not.
that.
But it's a really
Not on
cool
that
way to
scale.
like give Mysterio his modern day superpowers without
Sure.
being like. It's CG because that didn't make sense to the comics. He's like, well, I'm using computer graphics. I'm like, what in real life?
Right.
Yeah, that is a good way to do that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true because
I mean,
drones
that's-
do kill people. So I mean, it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, and I liked. I think honestly, the best part of the movie for me, not the J. Jonah Jameson part. Even though I say that's like the biggest highlight of the movie because that is the biggest shocker for a lot of people, and it's a big plot development.
Yeah.
But the best part of the movie for me is when he's fighting Mysterio in that warehouse, and it's like plucked straight from the comics or the cartoons. It's like Spider-Man's classic fights with Mysterio.
No, same
Of going
here.
through
Like
all
we will
these
never,
visions and
you
shit.
will never get Mysterio like shown like that ever again. Like, and that
Yeah.
I think
I'm not
that's
even
something I hang
convinced
on
he's
to the
dead.
hardest with this movie. So
Yeah, that's true. I can't be convinced he's dead either. he's just not that type of
And
character.
I think
1,000% he's not. And if he is, like, his team took up the mantle for him.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's a good point. And that was a good ending too. I love when he had to figure out his spider sense.
Right.
He had to come to terms with it, or
It's canon now, guys.
learn how to isolate it to the point where he like stopped him from shooting him with the gun or whatever. That was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
I really like that moment. So there's moments in that movie I really like. I just like It 2 overall better. So I'm voting for that one.
Okay. It just didn't.
Even though the ending is really fucking stupid and shitty.
It's so bad.
Especially because you could have done that.
I'm a
The
giant
movie's almost
it,
3 hours.
And then you like neglect me into a small it.
Yeah, the movie's almost 3 hours, and they could have done that half an hour in.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
middle act side quests that I don't like either.
Yeah. It's
Like we
everybody's
gotta
got the
all go
fetch
find our
quest
MacGuffins. I'm like, why? And like because like we have a lot of stock footage from the first
Ritual.
movie that we can reuse. So
It worked for me for some of the characters, but not others. Like I really liked Bill Hader's kind of journey and what they did with his character.
I almost I think the casting's like the most perfect casting in any movie ever.
I agree.
Spot on based on the child actors. Like absolutely fucking great.
That dude from The Sopranos, was it The Sopranos that he was in?
Which one?
The Wire.
Oh, The Wire. Yeah, season 2.
The
of
dude
The
from The Wire. You know from The Wire. I've never
Yeah.
seen it, obviously, but he was great too.
Yeah.
He was perfectly
Which,
cast.
I mean, not surprising me. I've never seen him in anything else, and he was the most annoying character in the world in season 2 of The Wire. So, yeah, it was good to actually not hate him for a change. That's cool.
Yeah.
20 years later, it's like, hey.
It was a good... It was good until the very end with the belittling the clown.
Yeah.
You're stupid. You're a
for me.
stupid face poo poo pants.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We don't like you.
And then
And
he
you're kind of
turns into
dumb.
like,
and like
he turns into like clown jizz
your
or
face
whatever
is
that was. I don't
retarded,
know.
and he's like, you can't say that anymore.
You're a midget. You can't say
that word. Yeah,
Woke
I actually really like it
Penny
too.
woke,
I
Penny
saw
woke.
it too with like a hardcore Stephen King fan. I saw it twice in the theaters actually, which is
Wow.
kind of weird that I'm like so vehemently against it. 'Cause I actually really enjoy the movie. It's a lot of fun. And like he was pointing out lots of things. And I'm like, oh my god! Like they added a lot of stuff in this movie. That ending really kills me though, man. I'm sorry. It's a really bad ending.
Yeah.
Which is ironic.
What's your vote? Because we're split on it right now.
But yeah, I'm definitely not choosing. I mean, I'm choosing Spider-Man for sure. So
Aw.
yeah, out of those two.
Spider-Man. He does anything except think with his head. All right.
No, my favorite part is when he's listening to AC/DC and he's like, "I love Led Zeppelin." That's my favorite part.
Oh my god.
Because
they
you
put
get
that in
it.
the
He's
trailer,
young,
so-
guys. You get it though.
They put all the funny shit in the trailer for me. Trailers. So I knew about that line.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh yeah.
I saw all the trailers. I don't remember that line. So
Dude, Spider-Man's awesome.
It still wasn't funny.
That's
It's still that part wasn't funny in the movie for me though. I'm like, okay, like yeah,
Well,
so he's young.
that's-
So like he's a young guy who doesn't know like classic rock. Okay, like I get that. Guess what? Billie Ellis just
why-
did that like a couple weeks ago. It's not a big deal, you know. Like
But that's exactly why I don't watch trailers online anymore, because then I'm double dipping when I go see movies in theaters.
Right.
yeah,
And then I memorize trailers
Right.
accidentally.
yeah.
So I'm
Sure.
never doing that again. Yeah.
Well, at least you've relegated yourself not to standing outside of the theater like an asshole. for
God,
20
that-
minutes.
I know, yeah.
Like,
You
I
seem like
felt
a
bad
to
for
me,
you
for
for
me,
doing that. I
like
was
you just seem like a shooter
why?
to me. So.
I just couldn't do it. Like you're
Yeah,
just, you're
and
just like
to-
nodding
People are like,
Today's
why is
society-
a white guy standing outside of a?
yeah, right. Do that at Joker. See how that goes for you.
Yeah,
Wear a
exactly,
trench coat or
yeah.
something.
I saw Joker by myself, and I was like, I'm the lone white guy in the theater right now. Like I'm the guy that everyone's probably
the
like,
statistic.
he's got a beard. He's definitely gonna shoot everybody. So,
And then,
Yeah.
of course, now when trailers are happening and I'm with a friend, I'm just talking through them
Right,
anyway, so
right.
who gives a fuck? Anyway, the next matchup is interesting. These are both really good movies. Next matchup is number 14 seed John Wick 3 versus number 3 seed Toy Story 4.
oh.
I mean,
Good
I
movies
already
that
know
have no
which one I'm
business
picking,
being.
but, you know, these are great. These are both of my honorable mentions for 2019.
Yeah.
One of these are in my top 10, very high.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay to be wrong. I'm just kidding.
Mine's just
Fair.
outside of the top.
Kyle, I know you just voted, but and I already know your pick for this anyway. So what's your pick for this one?
Toy Story, obviously.
Oh, I knew it.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Cried like I did.
I really love Toy Story. I don't even think you said, like, because for whatever reason I thought I remember you going, Toy Story 4 wasn't very good. And then, like, as it got closer to, like, coming out where I could watch it, like, you were like, Toy Story 4 is really great. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering incorrectly.
No, I remember loving it.
Yeah. Okay, so it was just me not remembering correctly then. So
we thought it was.
You know what? I'm remembering.
Really
it was that was fucking the Finding Nemo movie. That's what it was.
Finding Dory, yeah.
Finding Dory, yeah. Where you're just like, this movie's not very good. I saw it. It's like, no, he's fucking.
I didn't give a fuck about anything that was going on.
Yeah, like, it's the fucking lost again. Great, all right, cool. I don't know.
Yeah, John Wick 3, right?
Yeah, it's John Wick 3 for me. I think that, like, this year, for me, I really, like, stuck to, like, why do you like going to movies? It's because I like watching movies like John Wick 3.
Yeah.
Like, it's action, it's fucking... I mean, there's, like, this gigantic knife fight at the beginning of the movie that's so comically ridiculous. Like, it's so great. It's one of my favorite scenes of the entire year, actually. There's a ridiculous amount of world building in this movie. It's almost unnecessary, but at this point, you're like, yeah, whatever. All right, yeah. You gotta cut your thumb off sometimes, you know, to like get ahead in this world.
Sometimes you just gotta do it.
But like, I love it. I love everything this series is doing, and like when John Wick himself, Keanu Reeves, is like, I do these movies forever. Y'all just let me. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'll watch them forever. You just keep making them. I like action movies. This is like top tier action flick type stuff. So like, yeah,
one of the best ones ever, man.
I think it's an easy pick for me. This movie, John Wick.
JD.
Oh, I'm next. It's going to be John Wick, man. This is.
You guys have no hearts. I'm just
sorry.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No. We have hearts. You just don't like fucking popsicle stick toys.
I love Toy Story 4, but it's trash.
Trash?
So fuck it. Yeah.
I am trash.
Trash Story 4.
Wow, that actually falls in line.
That actually tracks. That actually is correct.
Actually, just call it trash with a 4 for the A.
It's not fair that this is a first round matchup. This should be like a.
Yeah, it really should. Yeah, because these are both top 20 movies for me.
Yeah, I mean, Toy Story 4 is lower for me.
Story a lot. Yeah.
Toy Story 4 is lower for me, but John Wick 3 is that's easily my vote. That's like 13.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was 100% gonna vote for.
Yeah, I got Wick at 11.
Nothing replicated that theatrical experience of like it's a full
no, it was
theater.
Cool.
It was a full theater, and I was not sitting next to anybody I knew, but the guy next to me was like, "Holy shit!" the whole time, and we were both together. Yeah, like after every action
metaphorically,
scene,
like nudging each other, like, did you see that?
We didn't even know each other.
Like
we were just like, you fucking
row.
believe this shit? Like, we were just blown away.
Andrew and I were both like looking at. He was over here, and I'm just like.
It's unreal.
Okay, can I just say something? I like whenever you see the scene in the trailer where you're like, man, he's on like a horse or a motorcycle with like a katana. You're like, that's gonna be the best scene in the movie. It's actually like the worst scene in the movie. That's the it's still amazing. It's just like it's like not even like anywhere near the best stuff that you actually can see in that movie.
Before where he's having the horse kick people is better than that sequence.
Right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I like that scene a lot.
And that sequence is still good.
Yeah,
they like rented out like the entire tunnel highway or whatever and just fucking shot on that. You know, they filmed a legit chase scene. It's incredible the action filmmaking that they're doing. We'll dive deeper into it because there might have to be some things talked about later. The next matchup is number something seed, I guess 11. I can't see the number because of the recording software in the way. Jumanji Next Level versus number 6 seed Rise of Skywalker.
Oh wow,
can
we fast? Yeah,
I think we can.
My vote is for Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it's gonna be Rise of Skywalker.
Rise, yeah.
Am I even next?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Sorry.
It's fine.
You saw Jumanji.
I did.
I think you rated it a whole star higher than I did.
Yeah, I didn't hate it as much as you.
Yeah.
It's there were some parts of it that worked, but it was exactly what I expected. I expected it to be not as good as the first in a retread.
It reminded me the jokes.
I just love Jack
reminded
Black
me
so fucking much.
He was the best part of the movie.
He was fantastic.
That scares me.
He's the one
like,
actor committing.
I like Jack Black and like that. I listen to Tenacious D, and sometimes I can take him in movies, but like I'm like, I can only take him in doses. So when you say he's the best part of the movie, I'm like, okay.
This is because he's being different people like 3 times in the movie.
Sure.
There's a mechanic where they are all switching characters, so like it kind of upturns the because in the previous movie they were all the same person the entire time.
Yeah.
But this one kind of upends itself. You have people that are the same character they were in the first movie. You have some that's totally different. Then they get turned and they get switched. There's new characters, and I don't know. I thought that was executed well from like a voice acting standpoint for a lot of people, but what they were saying was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like the dialogue is terrible.
So I don't like that. It's a sequel to a movie that most people saw because it made bank.
Yeah.
And yet we have new characters in the game that have to be explained to what's going on again.
Yeah.
And they don't get, and what falls even further flat and frustrates me more is that they don't get it because they're old.
They don't get it because they're old.
So you have to re-explain it over and over. And I'm like, God, we just went through this.
But it doesn't even
doesn't
even make sense within the context of the movie because they've just done like amazing video game shit.
Yeah.
How do you not get it?
Yeah.
Like you're in a young person's body and a character. Like, is the character controlling you or something? Like, I don't know. It's just dumb. It's like five times.
There's a part where they all have to, and this is spoilers, and I don't know that you're even gonna ever see the movie, Kyle.
He
probably went to pee or touch himself.
No, I'm here. I just don't care.
Damn it! He went to touch himself to Karen Gillan a little bit because she's fine.
Dude, she's super fucking fine.
Oh yeah, it took y'all telling me that for me to know that. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You're welcome.
I never realized that before.
There's a part in the movie where they go into the water to get their own characters back.
Yeah.
But the mechanic doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. It works with who you touch. It's not like the Stones where you can like dictate
that part
shit.
made no sense to me.
Yeah, that was dumb.
So just don't think about the movie.
Just don't think about the movie.
But Karen Gillan though, right?
Yeah, Karen Gillan's great, and she plays the same character, unfortunately, but also fortunately because she's really good as that character.
Was fine.
So
yeah. I also thought Kevin Hart channeling Danny Glover was good. Like but
we hate him now because he cheated on his wife or whatever, right? Like we have to hate that guy now, right?
Yeah, we have to hate that guy.
Yeah.
There's a documentary all about that on Netflix.
I know, yeah.
Documentary. It's pretty good actually.
I heard it's great. I actually heard it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually heard he even said it's great. Like he's like, yeah, it's pretty much
I thought it was weird that they tried to make the heart of the movie the new fucking characters too. Like it kind of worked for me in one level until I thought about it from the movie.
You know who I did like in the movie that kind of surprised me is Awkwafina.
Yeah, she was good because she was Danny DeVito at one point, and then she was the main character dude.
She's had a good year, man.
Yeah,
because The Farewell. I mean, she kills it.
But she has her own Comedy Central show, also.
She does, and it's her real name. It's Nora from.
Yeah, it's Nora. Cool. Yeah, it's Awkwafina.
And it's I think she wrote it, stars in it.
Yep.
I'm actually pretty excited to see it, but because she's got an interesting life. But
I think she's a really cool person.
She fucking destroys in Farewell. Like she's like. They're telling her you have to act in this movie, and she delivers, dude. Yeah. She's really good in that. But yeah, she did surprise me, because also second off, I didn't know she was in the movie. So when she showed up, I was like, oh no shit! Yeah. And then she had to stretch her acting chops a little bit to be Danny DeVito's character, and that worked.
That was funny.
Yeah,
a lot of it was funny from a voice acting standpoint. It worked. It's just what
Jack Black
was so dumb.
His performance was funny, but what he was saying wasn't very funny. But
no,
that's just how I felt about a lot of the movie. Was like the way people were performing was funny. What they were saying wasn't really funny.
Yeah.
And the action scenes were a CGI fuckfest.
Oh god, they were
worse than the last movie.
They were really bad.
Yeah.
It felt really rushed.
I was going to say The Rock was out of his depth in this movie.
Yeah, that was not.
Yeah, it was fucking bad, dude.
Okay.
He was trying to be Kevin Hart a little bit.
He wasn't doing a Danny DeVito accent. He was doing like a typical Brooklyn accent. That's not really Danny DeVito.
I can't handle that. Anything that you're saying, I can't handle right now.
Because it's like very high pitched and whiny, and it's more like a Jewish voice. And Danny DeVito doesn't sound like that.
Doesn't sound like that. You know, I'm going to say the N-word.
I'm going to say...
That's kind of...
I want to really want to go home.
It was worse with The Rock.
Yeah, it was worse with The Rock. It was pretty friggin' atrocious.
But overall, it was what I expected.
He's the highest paid actor in the world, guys, so careful.
All right, good for you, Rock. After, Hobbs and Shaw, next level. Great job. I'm just kidding. He's probably a nice guy. I don't know.
He's the nicest guy. You know that.
Apparently, he would be president right now if he ran.
Yeah, he probably would be because that's what we're doing right now.
So we're in the quarterfinals where things get a little dicey for different reasons other than quality.
Probably not.
The first matchup is more for technicalities, like some of us didn't see the movies. But the first matchup is Joker versus Endgame. I personally feel like this could be quick voted.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Joker deserves to be snapped. Me and my friend Andrew, who we're snarky back and forth online, and he hates a lot of movies that I love, and vice versa. But he does generally have good taste. He was saying that Who told the Avengers that they had to do the gauntlet and snap? Who told them that they had to do it the same way Thanos did it? Like, couldn't you have just designed? He was like, man, it would have been a shame if they had designed like a cod piece and they had to do a crotch chop or something.
The second symbol.
Yeah, you're like, I am Iron Man. Suck it.
Yeah, fucking like. It would have been a way better movie. Yeah.
Then you have to question why Thanos had to do it that way in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I was like thinking like, yeah, imagine them having a dude high five me, bro. I'm gonna bring back all of existence.
Right.
That would have been so funny to me.
It's just a comic book thing.
Yeah, it's just there's more suspense in like having to stop a snap.
Right.
But anyway, that's not even a complaint. It's just a funny thing.
Also, I don't understand why people have to load up a snap. I just snap. You know what I mean? Like, why do you hold your hand in the position of a snap for 10 seconds before you actually snap? I've never done that in my life. Like, not once. So, just FYI. Yeah, no, you just, just snap.
Sorry.
You don't, like, hold it there for 10 seconds. Like, you're threatening it like it's a gun. Like, I don't know. Just fuck off with that.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Joker, but I still feel like this could be quick voted.
Yeah.
No, I do too. Yeah, I think so too.
Yes,
so, JD, what's your vote?
Yeah, it's going to be Endgame.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
my
weird.
vote's...
Oh.
My vote's... My vote's Endgame. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, it's totally Endgame.
You're like, man, I'm ready for a fucking snap. I'm ready
Joker's
for a
like
fucking
really
snap. I'm ready
good.
for a
I
quick
think
bump.
Joker's not in my top 10. FYI, I don't even think it's
in my top 20. I think it is my 20.
I think it hit my 20. I think it literally is my 20th. It's also JD. Yeah, which I could probably put something else there to be honest. But like I think it's really, really, really good. Endgame is fucking amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, even though the writer and director still doesn't agree on what the time travel means, like I don't give a shit, because time travel, like, the second you introduce time travel, you're already going, don't give a shit about anything logical, like immediately. Like, so the idea that we're like a year later or like 9 months later still arguing about like the semantics of the time travel laws of like, and it's so like, it's a comic movie, guys. It's time travel.
Yeah, people get all the way off the movie's back.
Get all the way off the back about it. You know, like it's so crazy to me that we're so and it is weird that the directors and the writers can't agree on something. Like, that's weird to me. Don't get me wrong, it's super weird. Also, weird that 9 months later we're so obsessed about it. Like, I don't know. Where do you get a shield from if he can't? Who gives a shit? like, literally, who gives a shit? Like, it's so stupid to me. Oh, and then the other thing is like, oh, how did Cap use Mjolnir with electricity if they already suggested that the power actually comes from Thor, not the hammer? It's like, you guys just stop it.
No,
like,
the hammer gives the power of Thor.
No.
That's the verbiage.
No, but they retconned that in the third movie or whatever. They're like, it was actually a new.
No, I'm saying that the hammer is a conduit. The hammer gives you the Thor's
hammer
power.
Dictates it. You don't need the hammer to.
Thor has his own power,
right?
But the
okay,
hammer also
sure,
gives
yeah,
you Thor's
and you
power.
can explain it like that. Sure, absolutely, yeah. But the fact that people were hung up on that, I'm just like, you guys, like, we got a moment where like Cap was using like, that's from the comic books. It's just,
it's straight up from the comics.
Let's stop being like
badass as fuck.
Let's stop being like logical cucks about like this superhero movie.
This for me is like fan service that it felt earned every single time they did it.
Yeah.
There's I didn't feel what they did earn it all
there are right and wrong ways to weaponize fan service, and I think we had two really good examples of that this year.
One really good example of that this year.
You know, like that's like we all wanted that. You know, like when Thor goes, "Yes, I knew it." That was all of us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, I also love the idea.
You know, and there was a big.
Well, it's, you know why the fan service works for
it's as much fan service as like Cap saying Avengers Assemble. You know what I mean?
Yes, that was totally built up. That's the thing. That's my thing with Avengers Endgame is that they had a Kevin Feige who mapped out all of this shit, all these references that they should have tied up in a nice little bow, in a fan servicey bow for Endgame for all the fans to love. And there's another movie where they do fan service, and some of it works, some of it doesn't, because there was no plan. So I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, so we're moving on, and Kyle's gonna hate me for that.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, you can feel however you want. I don't care.
I don't believe you. I cannot feel how I want.
Kyle, you come to Dallas. You talk to him.
You find your hammer, okay? That you just got back.
Yeah. It's gonna be really
talk
fun
to
when
him.
someone who hasn't seen like any of the TV shows or the cartoons are gonna start talking about fan service. I'm gonna really laugh about that. So I'll have fun with that.
I love the prospect of
Not a real fan unless you watch everything. And
No, and I hate gatekeeping like that too. So don't misconstrue that message. You better watch everything and listen to the soundtrack, so you're not a real fan.
And I think there's at least 18 podcasts by writers.
You guys don't listen to George Lucas complaining about Star Wars. You're not a real fan. You know?
He didn't like the Emperor coming back. You shouldn't have done it.
I just wish that they included me. That's
Dude, Bobby Moynihan as George Lucas is one of my favorite SNL things.
I don't think I've seen it.
So you never saw it's like the little preview for Star Wars where it's like David Beckham. I think it's, I can't remember who the fuck is playing David Beckham, but he's like kicking BB. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna bend it. It's like a little fake SNL commercial.
Oh.
Taron Killam, I think. And then Bobby Moynihan is George Lucas, and he's like, you will get me a Diet Coke.
I do remember that. Okay, yeah.
Will get me a Diet Coke.
Their Star Wars sketches are pretty good, with Kylo being undercover boss as well.
Kylo undercover boss is
That's funny.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no, it's
God.
really funny. Yeah,
Kylo approves. Yeah.
thumbs up.
so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, man. All right, next matchup is, this is just interesting, because why are these movies fighting each other? Frozen 2 versus Us.
God damn it.
This is such a weird one.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's quick vote, guys. As much as I love Frozen 2, there's just
okay.
not really a competition
Yeah, okay.
here. Kyle, what's your vote here?
Us.
Yeah, so yeah. No, JD, what's your vote?
Us.
I'm so shocked by this.
I'm sure you are.
Us is definitely moving on.
We.
I really liked Frozen 2 more than I expected to, that's for sure. That's the same thing with the first one, where like even though I liked watching the first one, and then years go by and they're developing a sequel, and then I suddenly jump on board the hate train of Frozen because it's easy. It's funny. Also, it's funny, primarily. And then I see a sequel, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I did like the first one, and I like this one too. It's just kind of funny how that worked. And I would even recommend it to people that like Disney animated movies in general. Like, you don't have to be a 9-year-old girl to like these movies.
I'll save it for whenever I'm forced to watch it.
Yeah, same here.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I've
know it's gonna
had to
happen
buy
at some
these
point.
toys for my niece for like 10 years now. It feels
Yeah.
like so.
Oh boy.
I'm sure Steph and Andrew have a girl next or some shit, so like 10 years down the road I'm going to have to watch it. So I'll just save it for that, so that way I'm surprised.
This next matchup is weird as fuck because like a movie made it here that only I saw, and then another movie made it here that I don't really care about that much. Anyway, Spider-Man Far From Home versus How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Fuck out.
Oh man.
I don't know. I'm first. I'm just gonna go with How to Train Your Dragon. You guys can go ahead and get your voting out of the way. Kyle, what's your vote?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the movie I saw that I actually even enjoyed, and it's still Spider-Man because like he's still Spider.
I even liked it.
Even like he's Spider-Man for a whole movie, and like that's what I was there to see, you know. Like so, I don't.
You know what?
I don't really understand what there was to hate about it, other than a few things that we addressed. But like, yeah, it's
I
fine.
was talking about he was Night Monkey for like half that movie.
Well, that's why we still have him. He's gonna be Night Monkey in Marvel Forever. Well, Tony takes Peter Parker.
He's just Night Monkey the rest of the time. JD, what's your vote?
Yeah,
I'm so shocked.
It's going to be the movie that I've seen.
Oh my
It's
god,
weird.
no
I know.
fucking
Yeah.
way. Is it?
Mine.
It's probably a better movie in reality too.
Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon just has, it's got a lot of heart. It's got that Pixar-shaped heart to it, where...
But like it's more in the shape of a DreamWorks, right?
Right. It's more in the shape of a Shrek movie. Yeah, this one especially, the way it I don't know, just touches on the dynamic of their relationship and how they grow up and stuff. They do like a flash forward or whatever at the end, and it's very gratifying in my opinion. It's a good movie, man. It's a good series. I wouldn't watch them all back to back because then they'll run together. That's the only thing I would say about that franchise. It's kind of like Toy Story. Like I watched all Toy Stories in one day one time, and I was like, man, these run together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
really
is the
need to
same
watch
thing.
them separated.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, one of them got lost. Oh no, let's go find him and cry. That's it. That's Toy Story.
Holy shit, that's Toy Story 4, dude. But I gotta go.
The
Why?
next matchup is going to be very difficult for Kyle and Kyle only.
Why?
John Wick 3 versus Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is kind of difficult.
Maybe JD too. JD liked Rise of Skywalker more than I did.
I mean, you liked it. You said you liked
I really liked it. I really liked it, yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm not. I don't. Why are you trying to act like you're the guy who doesn't like that movie on this podcast? Like, person, you were like,
it's a tempered love. Yeah.
No, but you still liked it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know. Don't build yourself up as the villain. That's all I'm saying.
I am inevitable. JD, I think you actually start.
Oh, man.
Do I have it right? Yes.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah, you do shit.
I do shit. Well, not over here, apparently. It's all fucking rules.
Yeah. Hey, man, take it outside.
Yo, neighbors, what's up? God damn it, man. I mean, I do have Wick a little bit higher. Just a scotch in my rankings. But I mean, I really, 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 really liked what they did with Star Wars. Most of it worked for me. Definitely won't say all of it worked for me. But for the most part, it did. So I'm going to go with Star Wars. Fucking Wick is damn fucking tastic.
Yeah,
though.
Wick is. God damn it, Wick is so good. Oh, I'm next.
Man,
fuck.
yeah, it was cool to see people like Star Wars again. I don't know. There's just something about it.
It was kind of cool, even though they were liking it while shitting on Last Jedi, and I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it feels good to be kind of. We're still disagreeing about the intricacies of the plot.
I think that's what it is. I think it's more like pieces of the movie rather than the whole. Yeah. Even though, if you just look at Screen Rant's post or just Collider, they're like, "Why this is the most colossal failure ever?" But then, when you actually talk to the fans, they're like, "Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked it," And they kind of say, but they say it like that though,
yeah. But they still liked it.
But they still liked it. Exactly, yeah. But there's that insinuation, this is what I disagreed with, but I still liked it. Whereas if you read any review or follow any major site, they're like, "Why this is the biggest piece of shit that ever existed?" It's just
trying to.
It's just the weirdest thing to me, it's a very overcorrection in the industry, whereas the fans for the first time are being kind of level-headed about it. It's just I don't know. It's weird.
It's obvious that there was no plan from the get-go, or at least framework, maybe at best, bare bones. I knew I wanted to bring the Emperor back, but I don't think he was always going to be Rey's lineage. I just don't know if that was always there or not.
I don't know. I feel
they say he was always going to be there, but I don't know. That's what they say. That they say
it's
that
and we'll never really know.
And that's the thing with this movie and even Last Jedi. They all feel like their own contained movie, and it doesn't feel like there was a Kevin Feige. There was a Kevin Feige, it was Kathleen Kennedy. Right. But it doesn't feel like there was a trajectory. Sure. You know what I mean? We're going to start here in 7 and end here. We're going to start here in 7 and end here on 9.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it wasn't there. It was here's contained movies and figure out whatever. And
I think originally that with it trying to be 3 different directors, that's kind of what they were always going for. Sure. And I think that with Star Wars, they always leave purposeful gaps for books. And I will say this, and you guys, I'm going to go on record with saying something negative about Star Wars, this movie here.
Fuck?
I know, yeah, it's crazy. I think they actually left too many gaps. And they're like, man, there's definitely going to be a book about why Palpatine was back, because we didn't explain that at all.
Why Lando said that thing.
There's going to definitely be a whole fucking book about why Lando said that. And I was just even me watching that movie, I was like, boy, y'all left a lot of book stuff here. I don't know. So I can definitely admit to that for sure. Even more so than usual. Even whenever you're talking about the stuff that happens between Empire and Jedi, it's a huge gap. You're like, wow, how are all of a sudden we end up here? This one even seems more egregious though, in terms of how much stuff they leave out. So that's there's my hot take.
Yeah,
they leave out a lot, and also there's a fear to actually there's somebody explained, a critic explained it better, and he liked the movie as much as I did, but he was kind of it lacks the, I don't know, it seems like they're fearful to take actual risks in the story.
But I agree with that, but at the same time they take an enormous ridiculous risk with the Force and what the Force means, and there's huge ridiculous risk with that. I do too. I do as well. But when people go, there's no risk. They literally introduce brand new aspects of the Force that have never been introduced before. So
on Tuesday,
there was some major risk actually taken. It's just I guess it depends on where you want to do.
I don't mean it's concept of the movie. I mean undoing deaths 5 minutes after they happen.
Yeah.
They do it like 5 times. Not 5 times, but you know what I mean. They do it more than once in the movie, and I'm like, Jesus, you can't do it. It would have been badass as fuck if they just killed Chewie.
Yeah.
Dude,
It would have been fucking awesome.
I thought that was the best moment ever, and then they just were like, nah, and I'm like, I
love that.
come on, guys,
Scripted early.
I'm glad he's back because he's Chewy, but like also, like that shit was so powerful. Like,
Yeah.
I was so like, like I don't know.
Yeah, in the moment, I was like, holy
It totally
fuck.
dropped my jaw in the moment.
Yeah.
I guess they just went for the double whammy on that because it's a double reveal. Like you think that Chewie's dead, and then you're like, oh shit, but Palpatine's
Well, that's the
dead?
thing.
Yeah.
Like
really?
you almost forget. Like, well, that it's called Sith lightning. You know, like that's what that
Right.
move is called. So it's
Right.
like her using that. It's like, oh shit, you know. It is supposed to be a double-faceted moment, and it is for the most part because I
Right.
remember going
But it
like I
still would've
remember
worked
seeing
even
her
without Chewie
use
in
it and going, "That's the coolest thing ever," and then immediately going, "Oh my god, that means Chewie's dead." So it was just
Right.
like, I don't know. It was a very effective moment that they undid 2 scenes later. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't even wait that long. It wasn't even like a...
It was almost like a breath.
It wasn't like a Poe
Because
and
the next
Force
scene they
Awakens thing
show
where he
him
shows up.
arrested at the
Yeah.
in the base or whatever. Where
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Star,
yeah, they
Star
didn't wait that
Destroyer or
long.
something.
And that would have made the ending. We're all talking spoilers about this movie now, but that would have made the ending, I feel like, more powerful with between Ben and Rey.
Well, yeah.
If they didn't undo a death already.
Yeah.
Well, there's the whole thing of just like the whole idea was like the Emperor's like, you better kill me, and she's like, no, and then she kills him, and he still doesn't get his way. You know, you can pick apart this movie in a lot of ways. So, because she still killed him, like, so why didn't what he wanted to happen?
He killed himself, technically, I guess.
Kinda with his own move, but
Yeah.
she reflected it against him. She killed him in defense. You know, like it's. Yeah. So we're talking a semantical thing here, and I don't feel that way. I'm throwing it out there to play devil's advocate against this thing that I.
Here's another funny semantical thing that I saw on Twitter. This was more of a joke the way that somebody framed it was like I don't remember the exact verbiage, but they were basically like how Luke couldn't wait to get the fuck off Tatooine, and Rey was like, "Cool, I'm gonna bury your lightsaber there forever."
No, it's that, and also Anakin. Remember, he hates sand and hates Tatooine. She's like, "Cool,
Yes.
it's his. It's actually his lightsaber." So it's like,
That's also a good point. Like,
lightsaber here, bitch.
Anakin gets no say. Yeah.
Anakin, I have this, and I'll show it to you all in the chat. But yeah, there's like all these scenes of like Anakin, he's so mad as Rey is like burying like the lightsabers. It's so great.
There's some things I didn't, obviously I had issues with, but it's still good. I'm next in voting, and John Wick 3 is just a better movie for me. Better experience for me in the theater too.
Fair enough.
So that's my vote, and Kyle, you're last, so you can take it away.
This is actually really hard for me. I think actually like John Wick probably does more for like its own genre and legacy and everything like that.
Yeah.
I also think endings are really hard. And I think that endings are really hard. I mean, we saw that with Game of Thrones. Like, we all hate Game of Thrones now because there were like 3 bad episodes or something.
It's all terrible.
Right.
There was one that was like kind of dark for some people, so we're all supposed to hate that episode too. Like, it's too dark for like some people, so like we all hate that episode.
For some people.
Yeah, seriously, like I just
true.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't.
And they made it sound like they were the majority, and it's like you're not.
Yeah.
No, like it's a few of you guys. We literally changed the like settings on like our TV like while watching it, and like the rest of it was sublime. So I don't know. Y'all are retarded. I don't know.
Hey man, you can't say that.
Oh my god. I think endings are really hard, and this is the stuff that Jeff was hinting at, disagreeing with earlier. But like, I think some of the fandom is like weaponized in wrong ways in this movie. I think some of it's weaponized in good ways. I think honoring a lot of like your fans that like watch a lot of the extracurricular things, like in just like small little moments that aren't even like impactful for people who don't really understand what's going on. It's really just kind of like, hey, that nod's for you. I think that's cool. I think JJ trying to bridge a lot of these different mediums was kind of cool. I think endings in general are just really hard. I think this movie had everything working against it, and the fact that we all, not all, but most of us like it in the way that we like it, like that's pretty crazy. Do y'all remember The Last Jedi? It was really toxic and wild. Like, so
Yeah.
this
I just
is
remember walking out of that theater just feeling like, should I have hated that? Because I feel like everybody else around me.
Yeah, I
hated
feel like
Well,
the
and
mood
that's
is anger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not feeling that. I have questions about the movie that I need to work through and things that I didn't like, but I didn't hate the experience.
Yeah, it took me about 9 months to be like, yeah,
Ooh.
JD, you're right. Canto Bright's really stupid, but like,
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
it's really stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll still agree that I'm like, man, you see a lot of cool aliens though, and like,
No,
you
yeah,
know?
you're right. There's a lot of Star Warsy elements.
Yeah,
with that,
yeah, but it's dumb. It's really
hate
stupid.
You gotta go to a
one guy in
place
the universe
to
who
get the
can do
thing.
this one
It's the
thing.
one
you
guy.
couldn't get him, but
You couldn't get it, and then there's
Benicio
another
del
guy.
Toro's here.
It's just
Like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that again, endings are really hard, and if we had an ending, this really. When they said that like this movie was going to tie all the movies together, this nodded to everything. It nodded to cartoons and prequels and new sequels and original trilogy. It really brought everything together, and I think that's really hard to do. And I think that was the harder feat to pull off than pulling off like a third really good John Wick movie. Like we all knew that movie was going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this movie had more on its shoulders.
This movie
for
had
sure.
like a lot a lot of weight, and then to hear that like this is probably not even like the movie JJ even wanted, you know, like there's all this extra drama, like to hear about how this particular sausage was being made, and then to go like, man, I'm glad it tasted this good, hearing how much drama was behind that. It's like this movie should suck. Like to hear like what actually was going behind the scenes, and then when you see like Poe Dameron, like, hey, would you ever come back? And he's like, no. No. Like he's so quick to say no because of this like whole thing, like from fandom to even acting in these movies has just been a disaster for a lot of these people. Like it's
John
surprising.
Boyega's done too.
Yeah.
John Boyega has like completely turned on these movies, you know, like, and that's not uncommon for a lot of these people. Even Carrie Russell, she was in that same interview with with Oscar Isaac, and they were both just like trashing on these movies. Like, it's just like it sounded. These movies should be really bad. Like that's what it sounds like to me, and none of them are. All three of them are really great, and the fact that this movie is as good to me, and it sounds like to you guys as well for the most part, is this good. I think that's the bigger feat than John Wick. So like I really thought I was going to choose John Wick just because I think it like elevates the genre in many ways, but like I'm gonna go Star Wars because it like had the more weight on its shoulders and it still somehow like pulled it off. So
Yeah.
People that I just have to say publicly as well that people that are saying that this is worse than any of the prequels are misremembering how they felt about the prequels.
That's so insane to me that like the revisionist history has reached so far back that we all love the prequels now. Like really, like no, really, like like this is coming from a prequels apologist too. Like you guys, like fuck you guys. like we all hate these movies. We all know we hate these. Some of us apologize for them. Some of us enjoyed them because we were kids when we watched them. But like we know that there's no way. Even on a fundamental objective level on acting and like the usage of CG alone, these movies are better. Like just period. Those movies were shot in like CG basements. Natalie Portman, who's an amazing actress, sucks dick all three movies. Like just sucks absolutely. She's so hollow and awful. Hayden Christensen's barely an actor. Yeah. Like even Obi-Wan delivers like Ewan McGregor somehow screws up some lines because like his script was so bad. Like, are we really forgetting how awful those movies are? And like we're gonna say like these movies are worse than that. Like you guys go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, seriously. And that's coming from, again, like you said, not only a prequels apologist, but you know so much shit about Star Wars. Like you're so caught up on all that lore. Yeah,
I watch the prequels yearly. Like they're movies I go back to, but they're fucking bad, guys. Like let's.
Yeah, you would know more than anybody.
Like stop. Like cut it out. Like seriously, like cut it the fuck out. Like that's
cut it out.
Me.
All right, so we got to move on to semifinals now. That's probably a quick vote. Us versus Endgame.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a quick vote.
Okay, cool. Kyle, what's your vote?
Endgame. Endgame.
I don't know what that was.
You should.
It's Venom, but with Endgame.
You didn't
just snapped it.
You didn't do the build up to it because I didn't know it was a snap because you did it so fast. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So JD's vote is Endgame for those that aren't watching.
Yeah. Which is
I still don't know what's going on. You've explained it twice now,
so I'm voting for Endgame 2 and we're all racist. Okay, cool. Okay, all right.
Oh shit, was
really
that the
good,
movie
though.
about Okay, shit, sorry.
Us is really good though. There's some parts of the story that fall apart where if you start to try to think about it.
I watched the movie back to back within a 1 week stretch, and
I think
the second time as much.
Oh, really?
It didn't, and I thought it would. Maybe I needed to give it more time to breathe, but it wasn't like Get Out where I was just like, I want to watch that shit again right now.
I think it thinks its ending is way more nebulous and weird and heady than it actually is, and it's just not. It's kind of empty.
Correct.
Like it's actually super empty. But I thought the ride of that movie was really great. And I thought
Same here.
It was, it was.
Yeah, I agree with. I'll agree with that actually. Yeah,
They took
the whole holding hands,
person.
and it's fine to be literal with it, especially because you're dealing with somebody that still has like their child brain.
Right.
It hasn't developed past.
The concept becomes preposterous. Like all these people were living underground. World, like it's so it's just kind of preposterous.
It is, yeah. So when people are in an airplane, you're just kind of.
Right. What do you do? Like, are you going to
they
take
go to
like
sleep?
Or a lava boat ride down at the core of the earth or whatever?
What? Yeah, what the fuck are they doing?
Because if they're, like, underneath you in the real world, if you go up, do they go down? Like, how do the physics work?
Well,
it's stupid.
Not only that, like, how do you sustain an entire society underground like that and no one knows? Like, it's just, like, even that type of... Like, which I know... Yeah. Like, hey, check that kind of logic at the door. I'm like, yeah, I just can't on this one. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not. It doesn't work the same way they Get Out.
Good concept, questionable execution in the third act.
Yep,
but
big time.
Everything up till there was a fucking great ride.
I don't know about the voice changing either. I don't know about like her. Like I don't know about her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get.
So with her, I already mapped out. Like, I already mapped out like nominees that I have for like best because I want to when the Oscars announce theirs on Monday at the time we record this. I'm pretty much just going to post mine and be like, here's where they're wrong. I still think Lupita Nyong'o should be nominated for.
Me too.
Yeah.
But that voice
She's playing two roles. It's fucking amazing.
That's not my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not my favorite.
But she's great in literally everything else in that movie. Yeah, she's really. She's also in that really bad zombie movie this year. So you know.
Oh my god,
was that bad?
It's really bad.
Oof.
Again,
it was funny when Josh Gad came out.
Jeff just like hates things this year, and I watched it. I go, God, you know, he's just kind of on it this year. Actually, he's really dialed in this year. Actually,
the movie has like this. I don't know. It's too upbeat and shit. And like, there was a part where the child's host, TV show host, was turned to a dark corner and started saying like "fuck you" and "I'm not going to help you" and stuff. Yeah. It was Josh Gad's character, and it was really funny. But then they didn't continue to go down that path.
Yeah,
it could have been darkly funny. And it was just it was way too fucking like, it was like a Disney zombie movie with fucks and shits. And it was very weird.
Yeah, it's very weird to me too. Yeah.
Tonally, you just didn't know what it wanted to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So the next matchup is Rise of Skywalker versus Spider-Man Far From Home. Apparently, you guys love Spider-Man Far From Home. So that's
okay. Yeah. It just keeps on going against shitty things, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So, I mean, it depends on how you guys feel. I'm ready for a quick vote.
Yeah. Quick vote.
You guys ready for a quick vote?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm voting for Rise of Skywalker. It's pretty easy.
Wow.
Kyle?
Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. JD?
Yep.
Rise
of Skywalker.
Snap. Oh, snap.
Oh, shit. Different bracket.
Remember when all... Hold on. Remember... God. I'm remembering the pitch meeting of Rise of Skywalker where it's like, yeah, they're like, nobody's coming, and then you hear on your left and all the ships show up. And you're like, what?
I didn't see this.
Yeah, and then Rey says, I am Iron Man. What?
I totally remember that.
The beats are so similar.
I probably have like at least 2 months worth of pitch meetings to go back and watch.
Well, you're in for a
really
treat, dude.
Right,
yeah.
Cats is great because don't watch the movie.
No,
and it'll sound like
no. I watched it and like I thought I was tripping on acid.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just Jellicle Cats. Get with it.
What does that mean? Oh, okay, just get off my back about it. Oh, okay, all right, I'll get off that thing.
I'm just gonna need you to climb all the way off my back.
Because like when they started explaining the plot, I'm like, there's no way this is real. Yeah, it's
it's real. I can't
James
it's
Willem
from the musical.
James Willem from Funhouse literally just got into Cats 6 months ago to get ready for this movie, just to kind of have 6 months of comedy about cats or whatever. And he was like, I gotta be honest, like it's the worst thing in the entire fucking world, but it was worth all the comedy I got from it. So
Fuck, man, Cats is terrible.
Yeah.
There is a guy that I follow on Twitter, and they have a podcast where they go back and review like the best picture nominees or winners of the Academy. I don't listen to it a whole lot unless my friends are on it. And I threw up in my mouth a little bit. That's what I get for starting to shit talk a little bit. But he unironically has Cats in his top 10.
Okay.
Who?
Not worst list.
Who?
It's his favorite. I'm not gonna name drop him.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I hope that guy's getting the right medicine.
I
You
enjoy. He's a funny dude on Twitter. We disagree about a lot of fucking movies, like all the time. He's kind of like one of those people that you're like, who fucking likes that? He likes that movie. Who likes Serenity? He liked that movie. He put it in his top 10.
We're not talking about the Firefly movie. We're talking about the Anne Hathaway.
I still don't know the twist because I still want this shit show to be.
It's
revealed.
a video game. Sorry.
Oh damn it!
Spoilers.
Oh man, yeah, it's terrible. It's just don't watch it. But I actually like the guy, and that's the thing. Like when he explains why he likes a movie, I'm like, oh, well, he explained it in a way where I can understand why he would put it in his top 10.
I disagree still, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
So I mean, he's a good talker, man. He's good at
Good. I
explaining
mean, that's
his side.
the whole point. Like, if you can explain why Cats is your top 10 favorite movie in a year, where there's probably 50 movies I can say that probably deserve that spot better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, that means you can at least analytically explain why you enjoy something to somebody, and they're like, oh, you know what?
I get it. Like it's like when the show ends, I'm like, you know what? I understood his top 10 from front to back, even if like some of those were like, yikes, bro, yikes.
Sure, that's a gift.
One thing he said about Cats was like, I mean, it's humans dressed as cats. I'm not sure what people expected from this movie, and I was like, okay, that's actually
that's
fair.
James Bond said the same thing. He goes, Cat's been out for 40 years, and it's been what it has been for 40 years. Are we all of a sudden acting like a movie of it was going to be amazing? Like we're all like, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking get that stance, Yeah. He's like, it is what it is. Like it's exactly what it is, but like a movie. So if that's what you're like, if you like Cats, like you're gonna love this movie. If you don't like Cats and you go into it going, well, I don't like Cats, like you're gonna hate the movie, Like I'm like, all right, that's fair.
So the final matchup is actually a battle of our two of our most anticipated from last year.
Yeah. So Kyle and I had Star Wars #1. You had
and I would still argue I was correct on my placement. No,
I mean, we'll see when we get to our movies. We'll see.
I was correct.
I'm just gonna go tell our upstairs neighbors what you said about them, really.
What? I didn't say anything about the neighbors.
I think you said something about them, so.
I know I didn't. I said they were perfect good Samaritan human beings.
Cool.
That I would have over for.
Those are the words, but there's probably
any time. So this matchup is Avengers Endgame versus Rise of Skywalker.
This is poetic as shit.
And hey, guess what? People, not that hard to say the title right.
Yeah.
There is no the after Rise of.
Yeah.
Stop saying Rise of the Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Or The Rise of Skywalker.
Did you guys see Avengers End of Game?
End of line.
It's not that hard. Stop
I'm gonna start calling it that. End of Game.
It's like a mom thing to do.
Yeah,
Moms
exactly. Are you on the drugs?
Right. Yeah. They always add the unnecessary. Yeah. I'm thinking about trying the CBD. Like all of it?
I know it's one word and it's a participle, whatever. It's a fucking thing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know. That's actually way above my head.
It doesn't matter, but it's still like, it's not that. People that are critics on podcasts kept saying it wrong, and I'm like, you're paid to do this.
Yeah, you need to be aware.
It's not that hard.
Okay, can I talk about the end game of the Skywalker real quick?
The order, I already deleted it, but I think JD's first, and then it's
that's cool.
me, and then it's Kyle.
I don't think I'm first. I think I went first last time.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I fucked up when I wrote it down.
Yeah.
So Kyle just went, so that means you go first.
But he just went first.
Kyle did, because Kyle went last in the last round.
Yeah.
So that means you go first in this round.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why?
And then JD, then me.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what that means. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Positive.
I really feel like y'all expect me to be objective here.
I don't know. I mean, at this point...
I mean, I have to be, right? Like, I can be a cuck, like, next episode when we're talking about my favorite movies. I could be like, well, you guys are fucking... But,
I mean, it's your list, so...
Yeah, exactly. But here, I feel like I gotta be objective. So Rise the Sky. I feel like we were talking about how like endings meant something. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you can really apply that means more to Endgame, I think, than even Skywalker. Even though Skywalker was like a 30-year in the making kind of ending or whatever, and we're talking about multiple different mediums and stuff like that. I think like being the sequel of 22 movies is no easy feat. I think there's a lot riding on that still. I think like when you're talking about like emotional core, we're still talking about that I am Iron Man part. Like he literally said it in the first movie, and he said it again, and we're still talking about it the second time he said it. We're like, wow, it was so powerful, and it was really powerful. I don't know in 6 months what we're going to be talking about from Skywalker, like on a massive level. You know what I mean? What part of this movie, like will we be talking about in 6 months? Whereas still we're talking about like, again, the I am Iron Man snap. So I think because of that, I think that if we're talking about like just like impact, like we're talking about massive impact, I think Endgame impacted the nerd cultural scene bigger than like Star Wars could have. And it did. I think it did. So I'm going to go Endgame. Just to speed things along here. Endgame. I'm sorry, Star Wars. You're my favorite. But Endgame.
It's just
Endgame.
in. Kyle hates Star Wars.
Yeah, that's exactly the
Kyle betrays Star Wars.
Sure, whatever.
Star Wars post GIF that says
I'm
you're
just
breaking
choosing
my
because I
heart.
know you guys were. Whatever. I'm a sheep. Pouring myself a whiskey.
That's fair.
I really wish I had had time to stop and get some.
Whiskey.
Sober.
Just kidding, we gotta go
Whiskey.
to a
Gonna
place.
get frisky because you guys gonna choose wrong.
JD, you're
It's
next.
me. All right. Well, I mean, it's Endgame for me because
Endgame.
I know normally because we use the box office replacement, it's really not fair to use that as an argument for the movie winning because we're judging the merit of the movie, but it's the highest grossing movie of all fucking time.
Yeah.
So
Suck it, James Cameron, who's gonna re-release
he's gonna
Avatar
re-release
before the
some
sequel
shit.
and
What?
cheat.
Wait, re-release what? What is it?
A Vader.
I don't.
A Vader.
I just see,
I used
like-
to work with somebody that pronounced it a Vader.
Every time you talk, the word redacted just pops up in front of your mouth. I just don't even see.
It's like you hear boop.
Yeah. You talking about your neighbors again? Yeah. So I mean, I don't think that's anything. I don't think that's anything to slight. It definitely had more cultural impact. I think overall, and Star Wars is very near and dear to a lot of people, but just 22 movies in fucking 10 years. That's insanity. So yeah, it's the king.
Yeah, man. I agree. I was gonna vote Endgame anyway. I mean, it's still in my top 10 for a reason. It's still.
I mean, I've still got it at number 1, but
Really?
yeah.
Really?
I haven't really reevaluated though. I've kind of just thrown stuff in the top 10, and
Yeah.
I haven't really. I'll probably reevaluate.
I've changed
before
it
we
so many
record.
times. Like Uncut Gems has been one that's been.
Dude, that one just keeps kind of like
rising.
creeping. Yeah, and especially as because like Kozart just saw it, so I'm sure we're going to talk about it more tomorrow. Like, I feel like it's one of those movies that as I talk about it with people, I'm like, God damn it, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, same here.
So good, and some people hate the ending. From what I've gathered,
Good. Makes me
That's
want to rank
fine.
it higher.
yeah, yeah.
I grew up with Star Wars too, and I did actually really like a lot of Rise of Skywalker, and it's funny, like I didn't really grow up that much with Marvel stuff. I mean, other than the basic cartoons that I didn't really watch read comics.
X-Men more for me.
Yeah,
was
X-Men,
the Marvel.
No,
I
and
didn't
that's
watch
what's weird is
Spider-Man
all of us are. It seemed like we kind of come from that. It's like, yeah, we were like aware of Marvel and we maybe
Sure.
watched some of the
Yeah.
cartoons and stuff like that, but like none of us were diehard comic book readers.
Iron Man was a Black Sabbath song.
Yeah, so like to think that this is kind of like even our generation's like it even impacted us. You know what I mean? Like that, like this just the way that like Avengers and everything unfolded for us. So
Yeah, how many moments that gave us chills, especially at the ending scene, chills to the point where you're like, oh, I think my body's going to start crying.
Yeah.
I cry. I mean, in both of those last movies, there are multiple moments I cry. Like I just there's so many like high stakes. Like
for us to not grow up on that, and for the movies to earn that on their own, I mean,
yeah.
not just that, but to make the ending
Right.
to nail the ending with that many characters.
Yeah.
Well, and
It felt
that's
like
why
the tallest of orders.
and that's why I never get like the argument. It's just like, well, it's just like the comics. I'm like, well, the comics aren't like the comics. Like they're always different. So like I don't know what you mean by that. You know, like this is just a different story. Like, did you want them to choose like your favorite arc and them do that? Because like that's not what comics are either. Like comics aren't just being like, hey, what's my favorite arc and let me just remake that. Like they never do that. They're just always kind of like reinventing the same characters over and over again. This is just that. So like I don't understand what the like not acceptance of that is. So
right.
I feel like we have pretty this entire generation of like what the Infinity War like saga, I guess as they're calling it, was like epic in every sense that it needed to be. And like, I don't know, whenever you see all them coming through the portals at the end, like it's like,
dude, chills and
well,
tears.
it's not even just chills and tears. It's not even just like, wow, there's just a lot of red shirts there, which there are, but like, you know what every single person is coming from. It's like, well, shit, those are the Guardians from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and like, this is these guys, and like, that's all of Wakanda, and like, they got like all, like, it was such a, like, you knew who everybody was. Like, everything was built up to that moment. It wasn't just like people in it. Like, fucking the Duck character was in that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they put everything in this. Like, it was so wild to me. Like, you know, and like that's super cool. Like, that's a man, like, you know, and like you can argue, it's like, yeah, and they couldn't even get fucking Mace Windu and Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen to show up in Rise of the Skywalker, you know? Like, but they got every fuckwad who ever showed up in any movie ever to show up for this last movie, and it was
yeah, they got fucking Kid from Iron Man 3.
They got Kid from Iron Man 3 who's actually an adult now.
Yeah.
To show
He's
up.
like 50 now.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, he shows up at the end. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, two rock stars had to explain to me who that was, you know? Like, and like the camera dwells on him a bit too. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me right now. I don't know.
It would have been funny if the camera just stopped on him for even longer, and you're like, okay, what are we doing here?
What are you trying to?
Are you
tell
staying
me?
there until I figure it out? Yeah, that. Oh man, everything about the ending. God, fuck, it was so earned. I mean, I know time traveling. It's a little bit low-hanging fruit to be like, let's revisit our best years and then even your worst years with Dark World.
Yeah.
But those are some of the best parts too. So
those are some of the best. Yeah, Thor's arc and journey felt so fucking good, man. It felt so fucking good to watch that.
I love that he stole somewhere. There is a Thor that exists without a hammer because fat.
Well,
what the fuck? Like, where'd my hammer go?
Yeah.
He's just Jane. What's happening?
No, I want to see the story where like Captain America had to come back and re-inject Jane with that like myth stuff. Like, I want to see that side story. You know?
Sorry.
Where it's like, hey, take this, and she's like, who are you? And he's like, just take this, you know. And he's like, he's roofing some girl.
He's like, it's like Kingsman, the Golden Circle scene where he has to finger that girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible. Oh man.
They really went for it. Hey, Disney's never gonna do that, guys. So like, we lost.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Kingsman is probably the last one we'll ever see because it's a Fox movie.
No, they said they're gonna. There's a plan for more.
Is there?
They said so. Yeah, they said so.
No titties.
There will not be. There will not be anal jokes. I promise. Those are
there's a Statesman.
The fact that was the last thing that happened until the credits rolled in the first movie was so. It still baffles
actually,
me.
my favorite from that entire movie. I'm like, dude, they went for it, and I fucking love that. You can fuck me in my ass to do this. He's like, all right, then. He saves the whole world so we can fuck some princess in the ass. Like, good.
And then it's a shot of her ass and then just roll credits, and I'm like, whoa.
That's literally the best.
All right.
Yeah, that's great. Good for you guys.
I mean, great ass. Good ass. Got a great ass.
Got a great ass.
Yeah, man, just everything. God, the culmination of everything, and for it to highlight different characters that you didn't really get a spotlight before, like Black Widow getting a spotlight,
absolutely,
as much as she did.
And when you say that, when I say this, it diminishes what I'm about to say, and I actually appreciate that about you. But like Hulk never getting his moment, like, I'm just a smart guy now, you know. Like, there's a lot of people who kind of don't get their moments, but like, other people got moments who should have always probably had them, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So like the trade-off doesn't bother me. Like, yeah, okay, so Hulk never got to like rape anybody, you know, at the end of this movie, you know, like just really beat the shit out of someone. We had plenty of that, you know. Like he's had plenty of.
You have to do a snap.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, he did. He does. He does get to do that. That's cool for his arc or whatever. But like, you know, he's not Hulk in this movie, you know.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I would trade that to get that Black Widow moment because I think that moment's awesome. Like people are like,
I do too.
Whatever, and I'm like, it's not just whatever.
People just threw the gender politics
it's
onto
pretty,
it. It's just like, but think about the character.
Yeah, think about the character.
That's what I'm saying about.
She says it a billion times how this is her family now, so getting to die for her family is like this super altruistic thing that she gets to do for herself. Like it plays, guys. I'm sorry everybody doesn't agree, but
also considering the first time that we saw her have a real arc in the first Avengers, she's talking about how much fucked up shit she's done before that she owes for. She needs to pay back.
She feels
to society. And this is like the ultimate way to do that. People just don't give a fuck about context when they get mad about stuff.
Well, and
they just don't.
Yeah, they see the
absolutely
surface level
don't.
and their agenda. And that's it.
And now there's rumors that the Hawkeye show won't happen. I don't know if y'all read that, but
I have heard that it's delayed.
It's an indefinite hiatus, but nothing conclusive on that yet.
Is it because of the Renner divorce thing? Or
no,
because
that happened. So I don't think so, but at the same time, I think it's never too late for news like that to affect production. But they even made a statement where they're like, this new revelation doesn't change the trajectory of the show, and then I don't know. Now we're 3 months later and the show's probably not happening. I don't know. So it's hard to say, but they did make a statement saying that those claims didn't affect anything with this show. Disney did, at least. So.
Yeah, it says delayed indefinitely, but also it seems like they just wanted to move Miss Marvel to come out sooner. So it could just be a scheduling change.
It could be.
Mrs. Marvel?
Yeah.
The Marvel.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
The Mazeless Miss Marvel.
Yeah, man, that's great.
But I think it sounds like they want to introduce these characters quicker because there was another one that Disney Plus did an ad saying here's what's coming out in 2020, and WandaVision was on there. So it seems like they're pushing.
WandaVision got pushed ahead, which is that's why that director left. They were probably like, well, we're doing some stuff with WandaVision. Like, you got to make sure you're putting it in your movie. And he's like, dude, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
He's like, you're already making me put Wanda in this movie. Now you're telling me Quicksilver has to come back and stuff like that. And he's like, it's not my it's not my vision, And he's
and
just
like, hey man.
And they're like, speaking of vision, he has to be in the movie too. He's like, dude, I quit. I'm like making jokes, but I honestly think that's what happened.
That's probably what it is. But it's just funny that you're piling on because that is probably what the Disney body does whenever wants something from somebody.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Based on everything that Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen's beautiful ass has been saying, sorry,
watch Boy, the American remake. You'll really see a beautiful ass. So,
look, she's gorgeous, and she's also a pretty damn good person. I mean, she's entertaining. She seems like a person that'd be fun to hang out with. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out.
If you just want to come over later,
if you want to come over, that's fine. Just talk. We just talk, watch a movie. I don't know.
Colorado's prettier than Texas, so that's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah. Hey, if you like really flat lands, please come here.
You mean previously Texas is more beautiful than Texas? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shit. Sorry. Anyway, I was going to say that WandaVision, according to the actors, sounds like one of the most ambitious, weirdest things that they've done. Yeah. So I'm very confused about how it wouldn't work for... I don't know, Scott. Maybe it's too weird for Scott Derrickson to wrap.
No, I just think that maybe that too much of what WandaVision sets up, they wanted to fold over into Doctor Strange, and he's like, "No, I already have a script."
Where are they with production on?
I don't know, the movie or WandaVision.
With Doctor Strange.
I think it's just you're the director and here's the script. I think that's as far as it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's made some of the movie and now they're trying to shoehorn other stuff.
No. That's not.
This is all just conceptual.
They're still writing it. So I mean,
now
it's clearly a story.
No. Now they're taking a second pass at the script for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Now that he's gone, and again, this Wanda stuff got pushed. I think because that movie sets up Doctor Strange, and that's actually always been the case since Doctor Strange 2 got announced. That WandaVision was always going to set it up. So, I don't know what changed behind the scenes, but something obviously, happened where, again, creative differences is the loaded term you say for anything. It's just he left because of creative differences. It's well,
he could have fucked somebody.
He probably could have told Kevin Feige to go fuck his stupid fucking face. We don't know. But that's just what they tell us is that
maybe he was just oh man, I'm totally voting for Trump in 2020, and everybody's
dude, we can have that. Yeah.
He came in wearing a MAGA hat, and everybody's we're not doing this.
He's Doctor Strange. He's gonna be pro Trump, and they're like, no.
Fuck, man. Oh, man. So, that concludes the tournament. Avengers Endgame won, and I think it's deserved. I know that it already got enough from the movies, but what's another award from a podcast somebody listens to?
Sure.
So, whatever.
Sure.
Also, I wanted to say that, shame on you a little bit, audience, because a lot of these are trash. So
these movies are really bad, guys. Yeah. And if like, can I just say, and Jeff, I know you'll like be all horned up about this because
oh God!
yeah, because you're a big Joker, just like put her downer, even though I know you like the movie too.
Yeah.
But I'm serious. If Joker is like the movie that you guys are like being like, that's the best movie I've seen all year, please watch more movies. Can you please? Like
even critics that I listen to, a lot of podcasts do top 10s from.
Like, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you're part of Screen Junkies, Collider, or like any Smosh or any of those things, and Joker's in your top 10, you have to like forego like your role to somebody else, like in your fandom or something. Like you have to. You're
quit. Basically saying I didn't watch any other.
Yeah,
I didn't watch enough.
I'm just saying. I'm telling you, Joker is a fantastic. Like it's really good in the context of like superhero movies that make you think about societal like issues or whatever. This movie ended up being a really great year for movies, and if that's in your top 10, like you're just robbing yourself of like a really good year of movies. I don't know. Just watch better movies, everybody. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm trying to say.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Like you said, I actually really liked Joker. It's just it's because I'm on Twitter. That's probably where it sounds like I'm so aggressive about it, because I'm talking to you guys, responding to shit I see on Twitter.
Sure. Yeah,
you're talking through us.
We are. Yeah,
rather than at us. Yeah,
we get the brunt of it because you hate Twitter. I get it. Yeah.
I think the masses generally fall into the trap of a good performance, an excellent performance.
And you know what? If he wins Best Performance, he deserves it.
In a movie that's maybe not quite as great as the performance.
Well,
it's still good.
And again, if he gets Best Performance, he deserves it. But like,
absolutely,
if he doesn't, also, I'm not going to be like, he was robbed.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good shit this year, like Adam Driver.
Adam Driver fucking slays.
Either of his movies. That he
I like that when he baby punched a wall. That was my favorite part of the year.
Oh my god, I love memeing that shit so hard.
Yeah,
Mike, I memed it when I saw Cats. Where it was like me versus my brain.
Right.
And Scarlett was like, I want to see Cats. And Adam Driver was like, no. And then I just had Scarlett go, but, and then he's punching them all. I've seen so many great memes from that shit.
It's fantastic.
But that scene is fucking great. I hate that scene was trending on Twitter out of context, and people were going, look at how hard these actors are trying. And I'm like, you did not see.
Yeah, no.
That's the ending of the movie.
Because it was so appropriate. Like, their levels were so appropriate for what was going on. And guess what? I've had that fight. I've never been married, but I've had that fight. If you haven't had that fight,
congrats on having perfect relationships.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, if you've
I've had that fight. Yeah, where like, it's like, in that moment, you hate the person standing in front of you. Like, you hate them, like,
and you're just trying to hurt each
other. You're just aiming to wound, and like you're just saying shit you don't even like actually believe. You're just saying it to like wound them, and like, oh my god, that part was so real for me. I couldn't I couldn't even with that part. That part really got to me.
If I had seen it and I was like, yeah, I think it's great. She's like, so should I watch it? I was like, ooh, that's a different question.
I have a few people who,
some people,
like I have a friend who was it was a male. He was in a divorce. He got railroaded being a male, lost his kids and stuff like that. He's like, all this just hit too close to me. It's like, I get that. You're a male who got like fucked by the system, kind of like this guy did, you know, or it's portraying at least, you know, like it. I get that. Also, like, doesn't that kind of speak to the movie? It's evoking something out of you that you resonate so deeply with. Like, that means they nailed it, right? Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
It's just tough for me because I know how my sister is, and it's just tough for me to be like, you've got to watch this movie right now. Because she's going to come back and be like, what the fuck, dude?
You know who this movie is
now for. I want to divorce. I want to separate from...
I don't know. I don't know if you should be suggesting this movie to healthy like couples, you know?
I feel like if you're an impressionable type person, seeing that movie might be bad for you. If you're a person who's already weathered the storm, regardless of whether you got married or whether you've been whatever side of the argument you've ever been on, like, yeah, you're probably going to relate to it. Like, I've already been through that.
I mean, I've never had kids or anything like that, and like I don't even think kids are like the anchoring factor between like connection, because like even when like he's reading like the letter at the end that she wrote in her like moment of hatred, but that she still loves him, like that rings true to me. And, like, that wasn't glue because of kids. That was just natural, like, I don't know why this is falling apart, but these are the reasons that I used to love this person for, and like I still think about a lot of reasons why I used to love people, even though like right now, even as I'm thinking about people, I kind of wish they were dead.
No, dude,
like even in my mind, I'm just like, I hope they're fucking dead because they deserve it. But also, I'm like, but there were moments too. Right. So it's like, I think this movie captures that in such a way where it's just like, love is this poisonous but also powerful thing that can elevate or destroy you, and I think the movie like really nails on a lot of that stuff.
Perfect example of how our brains process love and hate very similarly.
Well, that's what they always say, that they're probably in the same lane of our like neural highway. They're just different exits or whatever. Right. Like it's just like they're so closely those feelings are so close together, like love and loathing,
because they're the opposite ends of the passion spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
So they feel the exact same. It's really just a matter of your outlook and other contextual elements. But yeah, man, it's just tough to tell somebody that's younger that you got to watch that movie. Like I'd recommend it to people that have just gone through some shit to relate to it.
I'm gonna be talking about that movie a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of us are too, because of we got our top 10 coming up.
Yeah, it's in my top.
Yeah, it's definitely it's in my top 10 of the decade. That should tell you how much I love that movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And because I just don't see, like, even though I love Before Midnight, and those are kind of kindred spirit movies.
Yeah.
Even though I love that movie, it's still like, I don't know. I feel like Marriage Story has more jokes. It flows better.
It does,
know what I mean?
and it gets.
And we're talking splitting hairs because I still think both are great.
Like,
well, and I feel like I don't like Adam Driver's like so good in this movie that like I feel like we get to drop these conversations. Oh, is he a good actor? Like we get to drop that now, right? Like
right?
Yeah, we're dropping that now, right?
He's proven himself many times before this movie, but I think this movie like it puts that to bed forever. Period. Like he's a wonderful actor. He's a fantastic actor. Like
I heard the story that he like literally gets physically sick at the sight of watching him act.
Yeah, he doesn't like
So
it.
there was like an interviewer that like they've specifically told, do not play a clip of this movie in front of me.
They played him sing, which is at the end of the movie. Yeah,
yeah, that's what it is.
Which is probably worse, I would imagine.
Yeah,
because you already don't like yourself acting. Imagine
hates himself singing.
Hearing yourself singing, yeah.
And they were like, "Don't do that." The guy's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it," and he's like, "Yeah, fuck you, I'm getting out of here."
Yeah, like, he just like, and then they acted like, "Oh, I don't know what we did."
No, you were given notes. I'm always on the like. Well, actors are already kind of like eclectic people, so like. Right. I'm not saying like, well, they got notes, you gotta stick to them. Well, you should, like you agreed to like these terms and stuff like that, and he has every right in the entire world to walk off if like he felt uncomfortable.
Because it's a lack of
just walk off as soon as you get there. Fuck them.
Yeah.
It's a lack of respect in the interviewee dynamic.
This is why Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't do this. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I don't want to be part of this circus.
DiCaprio too.
Yeah, same thing with DiCaprio.
He did a podcast, but it doesn't count. He doesn't do interviews.
Yeah, he's just it's a bow out. Like I'm not participating in this. So.
Oh, you know what? I should take that back because Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't. I don't know if he does the panel stuff where it's like you go to Sundance and talk. I don't know if he does that. That's different.
I've never.
That's
seen
different
that.
than going on the radio. And talking to NPR.
I would say so, yeah.
But because DiCaprio does do those, like, if you go to, like, the SAG-AFTRA, they do, like, panels where they had the entire cast of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood out there talking about the movie. He does stuff like that, but that's because you're being questioned by a professional from the industry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody that hosts it that has sense of decorum.
Right.
They're there to talk about the movie. They're not going to be like, by the way, didn't you like beat your wife or whatever the fuck?
Right.
They're not.
By the way, isn't your current girlfriend 20 years old?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, good for you, dude. Keep on doing it.
Yeah, good for you. I mean,
so good.
She's consenting. Who gives a fuck? So I don't know. My point is that Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't do late night shows at all, or shows that like that, or radio shows. He doesn't do that. He did Maron's podcast because I think Brad Pitt honestly is the big mega fan and talked him into it.
Yeah,
because you can tell because when there's a part in the episode where Mark Maron is losing his shit because a microphone is buzzing, He's like in the middle of asking a question. He's like, so what do you guys think? And then you just hear him step away and he goes, goddamn piece of shit! And Brad Pitt is losing his shit. He's laughing so fucking hard. And he's doing that Brad Pitt laugh of like, ha, 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 ha.
Right, which for him is like...
And you can just tell, like, Brad Pitt's the reason that DiCaprio followed him on that podcast because he's such a big fan.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt seems like a good hang.
Brad Pitt seems like the ultimate hang, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and DiCaprio was open in that podcast too. It's a good podcast, and I love that he talks about his experience with Netflix and how he goes in there. DiCaprio goes in there with a documentary idea. It's going to be about this guy, this artist who, he was in Europe and then they kind of shunned out of there, and he's been hiding underground. Now he's successful here in America, and that's all he said. And they're like, "What? Whatever, greenlit." And and I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought that was a joke. I thought Netflix didn't do that for real.
No, they really do that. Yeah.
They really just go, I have this idea, boom.
As long as you're like a famous person, like they're like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Why not?
What do you want to do? Yeah, sure.
They need original content.
Oh, man. I highly recommend that podcast, by the way. Marin.
No, I'm going to listen to that. I don't listen to Marin's podcast religiously, but I'll listen to it whenever like someone... Because he gets more famous people on his podcast than Joe gets on his, like...
Yeah, he got Obama.
Joe goes a long time with some really obscure people.
Well, Joe will get, like, scientists and, like, really, like, famous, famous...
I usually, with those people, I'll listen to the talking points, like the JRE clips, and just see if there's something that they talk about that kind of cues me into their personality, and, like, do I really want to spend 3 hours listening to this?
Well, yeah, and it just depends. Like, I'll listen to any Graham Hancock one when they talk about, like, the age...
Oh, yeah.
Age of the Sphinx. Anything really about the age of the Sphinx I'm in on. Because apparently, like, the Sphinx is so old, it actually counter-dictates how we think about time. But the scientific community rejects it because, like, if we accept it, we have to rewrite our entire concept of time. But Graham Hancock's right, and he is right because he has facts to back it up. But, like, the scientific community won't accept it because it just complicates history. So, like, so I'll listen to fucking 8 hours of that.
Jesus,
that's cool.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, no.
If I don't recognize the name, I don't listen.
Jeff, if you want your mind to get blown, listen to anything about Graham Hancock and the age of the Sphinx or whatever. Because, like, what we think about the Earth, like, the Earth is probably, like, 10 times older than what we think it is, like, due to history, because of, like, how we age the Sphinx due to, what is it, erosion? Like, due to, like, water erosion and stuff like that. Like, we can age things, especially stone structures, like, almost to a T. And using that, like, it actually dictates that, like, our world is, like, way older than we think it is. And, like, but no one wants to accept it because it changes, like, the concept of time. So
all of this is happening.
It's very fucked up. Yeah. Very, very fucked up.
Well, it was a lot of banter. We probably extended the episode by like half an hour. Oops! Oops! I'm doing the Crystalia thing where you interrupted me. Oops!
Oops! My favorite thing about that when he interrupts Brian Callen. Brian Callen's like, I let you go. You spray opener. I let you go. I let you fly. Not soar. You're not soaring. I let you fly.
I love those.
They hate. Their hate comes from such a place of love that I love it. Like I can't get enough of it.
Gosh. Oops, and I said oops. Oops, you interrupted me. Oops.
Put your tongue back in your mouth. Put your tongue.
Put your tongue. All right. So find us at EoC Pod on Twitter and all that shit. Entertainment Champions Podcast on Apple Music. You know that if you're already fucking listening to us. But find us on Facebook too, and Letterboxd too is a thing where we're on. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Find us. Find us. Hey. All right. So yeah. See you guys next time when we do top 10. I think we'll do games first. Top 10 games 2019.
Oh man.
Top 10 movies of 2019. What do you want to do first?
Yeah, it's
the one that I'm gonna do less research on in that time.
Yeah, he's done with
movies.
I need more time for games.
Movies were, I think, we're all
top
done.
10 movies.
Yeah,
because I can do.
Well, it's a double episode session, so.
Yeah, but I can do more catch up in a shorter period of time for movies, whereas video games, I have.
We're recording them at the same time.
The movies and TV, then, right?
Peek behind the curtain.
Movies and TV.
We can just do TV next. We can just do TV.
I mean, I'm pretty well caught up on TV.
We can do TV
for
next.
For the most part.
Fuck it, we'll just do TV next. I was gonna do it last because it's the best thing ever, but
that's true.
But if we're more prepared for that, because I am too, we should just do it first.
Okay.
We can just do top 20 TV next.
I mean, I don't know how
Probably
much
a double episoder, but check it out. Yeah, trust me, you've seen plenty of amazing shit.
I've seen the big hitters for the year. There's just a handful of more like either potentially bottom of top 10 or just outside of the top 10. So
all right, check us out there. All right.